Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Supermarket Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning and hold Peter. There we go. Peter, you're mute.
Top of the morning to everyone out there. How y'all doing here?
Love it. Love the hat, man. Happy St. Patty's Day, man. That is awesome.
Patty's Day.
Yeah.
And I actually got this hat in Ireland, so there you go.
Oh, even more special.
Irish hat.
Yes.
And yes, I did just get back from a run, but you know, in here I've got my, you know, it is me, so I've got my Irish whiskey this morning, Writer's Tears. Anybody familiar with that? So, and it's never too early, so you know, in Irish fashion, top of the morning to everybody.
Top of the morning, my friend. Yes.
Oh, Irish whiskey.
Love it. Now that is a way to start your day and your week. I like it.
There you
like
go.
it a lot, man. Yeah.
It's time.
It absolutely is. Friends, we got some numbers coming out. We'll have Peter jump right into that, and then we'll take a look at our gappers list in just a second. But let's see how these numbers are reacting to our market.
Oh, sorry, that's weird. I've got
How does that taste after that?
Irish
What did
whiskey
you wash
with
that down with?
With a protein shake chaser. So there you go. That's the after run drink. This is the this is the St. Patty's Day drink. So anyways, we're all set. Okay. Yeah, we had some numbers come out this morning. Interesting to me, the U.S. retail sales off for the month of February. Expected to see 0.6% growth. It only came in at 0.2%. Oddly, the core retail sales was in on target. So that would mean that the non-core services were significantly off. I honestly don't know what fits into that bucket. What's different between the core and the non-core? I'd have to do some research on that to find out. But anyways, all that, those two numbers just came out, and a little bit of increase in the market. Interesting. Okay. We have the Empire State Manufacturing Survey that is supposed to come out. Oh, it just came. Oh, wow. Okay. Empire State Manufacturing was expected to be a 1.9 point contraction. Sorry, I just need to update the number here. It actually came out at a -20. Now, this is a relative scale. It basically surveys manufacturers in New York as to how they're feeling, and -20 is huge or small, depending how you look at it. So, interesting. New York State manufacturers not feeling confident in this recent survey here, the March survey. So that is not a vote of confidence. So let me tell you, that's a relatively, well, I'm looking at it, when you get a negative sentiment, that's about on par with other negative sentiments we've had in past years. We do have business inventories coming out at 10 a.m. We also have the Home Builders Confidence Index. And then at 2 o'clock, we've got the Atlanta Fed, what they call their GDP Now number. It's really just sort of a just-in-time estimate of the GDP growth or contraction. And they're expecting to see a 2.4% contraction for the month, for the first quarter. So, you know, there could be some interesting market impact with these numbers. It's tough to tell these days, right? We have seen the market react to some of these economic numbers more than you might expect. So just be ready for them. I think you need to keep 10 a.m., right? Keep an alarm there, or just be aware. We'll let you know, I guess, this morning, Carlos, when those numbers come out at 10. Well, hopefully, maybe Carlos will, because unfortunately I won't be here. But and then 2 o'clock. So just put them on your calendar. All right. There you go for the economic calendar. That's about it for calendars, by the way. We are between earnings season. Really not a lot of earnings. I mean, there's always like earnings of some sort almost every day coming out, but nothing that we really track or follow. So we're just going to need to look at the gappers list and see what it's telling us this morning, because that's really where I think we're going to find some market opportunity on this Monday, St. Patty's Day.
Yep, absolutely, friends. We'll take a look at what we got on our gappers list this morning as we hop over here. Quantum stocks, guys. Quantum stocks are on fire today. QUBT, QBTS, IonQ, all on here. RGTI, they're all doing well. And man, they got a lot happening, especially this week too. Pierre, I was looking at the calendar, and I'm sure you've had a chance to look at it. There's tons of events coming up for these guys, and leading into that, we are seeing a lot of movement upside here this morning, so which is nice. What's the latest and greatest on some of these, by the way? Let's jump right into it.
Well, look, there's focus on quantum all over the place. We've been talking about this for a number of weeks now. Here's one of the focus areas that I don't enjoy. Again, with the how litigious things are these days. The law firm of Kessler, Topaz, Meltzer, and Check, whose last name is Check. Anyways, Kessler, Topaz, Meltzer, and Check. Anyways, they encourage anybody who's been investing in Quantum Computing Inc. and has lost money to reach out to them because they're launching a class action suit for those that have lost money investing in the stock. Look, if they're targeting, I mean, just look at the daily if we could. Yeah, just zoom back a little bit. They're absolutely got to be targeting those people that at the end, that in December bought in here at $20 and are feeling all burnt because the stock then dropped after that. I mean, I don't, you know what? I really have no idea how far they get on these class action suits. But come on, people! If you bought into this thing while it was skyrocketing and you're like to the moon, and then it drops, that's the market. That's just the way it goes, baby. I mean,
Absolutely.
If you put all your eggs in that basket, then you get what you get. I mean, anyways, but there's a class action suit. So that's the downside news. That being said, we look at QUBT. It doesn't seem to be affecting it, does it? I mean, it's up 20% this morning. Oh my goodness. QBTS also jumping up. There is there's a couple of things though that are positively affecting it. The GTC conference, which is happening tomorrow, which has all sorts of, this is a big event, I guess, in the tech sector because their keynote speaker, this is the NVDA conference, by the way, keynote speaker, of course, is their CEO, Jensen Huang, who's going to be speaking at that. And the expectation is there's going to be some comments made about, lots of things. Of course, AI will be talked about, development of chips, onshoring of chip manufacturing, and of course quantum are all expected to be within his speech. If not, you can almost guarantee that all those items will be in the questions, assuming they have a Q&A opportunity as part of this conference. So I mean, they're going to talk about, of course, their own Blackwell chipset and a bunch of other things, but that conference starts tomorrow, by the way. So I think that's why we're seeing a jump in some of the quantum. They're just easier to move, right, than a lot of the big semis. So but it's going to be in focus. We'll see tomorrow. I don't know what time. Anybody know what time that starts? If anybody knows what time that conference starts, let me know, because I know it goes from apparently it actually starts today, but that keynote speech is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so there you go. So Jensen Huang's keynote speech is at 10 a.m. tomorrow, which would be 1 p.m. market time. So that'll be interesting. But the conference actually starts today. So anyways, it's in San Jose, California, of course. So if anybody's at that or going to it, let us know how it goes. Oh my God, NVIDIA's got creepy robots on their homepage about this conference. And anyways, never mind. All right, sorry, I made the mistake of calling up their website, the conference website, while I was talking to you.
Yeah, all good. So yeah, I'm a fan of these stocks, and I think they trade very well when they are in play. Today's one of those days, so I'm going to be putting a few of these on here. Let me see. Let me clear the stuff from last week. 1 second, just clearing this on my end, and yeah, I'm going to put QUBT was on here, and as I put that one, I'm going to be thinking about some other ones that are also, QBTS and all these other ones on here. So we'll put QBTS as well, and I'll put IonQ on the secondary list for now. So IonQ here. Oh wait, how can we forget about Rigetti Spaghetti? Let's see how that looks this morning. We got some good volume, but seems like QBTS and QUBT, the pre-market seems just a little bit cleaner. IonQ seems okay, so we'll see. You know what? we'll fine tune which one I'm gonna watch exactly. But QUBT, QBTS on the list right now. IonQ on the secondary. What the heck? I'll put RGTI on there as well, and we'll fine tune this as we go here. All right, let's go over to a different animal, NCLH. So we got a cruise line here. NCLH is up 4.7 this morning after a big drop over the last couple of days. If you look at the daily here, they've been just struggling a little bit down to 19. It's just getting a little bit of a pop here. So, Peter, not sure what is the latest and greatest. Makes me also want to look at CCL. If you guys remember the good buddy. CCL also getting slight pop this morning. Not with as much volume, but any news on the cruise lines?
Well, Norwegian Cruise Lines got an upgrade today. JP Morgan upgraded them from neutral to overweight, saying that they are thinking there's a lot of growth potential in it, and they've set a price target of $30 on it. So that's a good 50% premium over where it's even sitting now, and more than 50% from where it closed on Friday. So it's quite possible, as you can see on the daily. It was just a month ago, month and a half, let's say, when Norwegian was at almost at those levels. So could very well get back there. We also are waiting at the end of the week. Friday, Carnival actually has their earnings. So that might, sort of be an indicator for the industry as to where things are going. So, but yeah, really the bigger news on Norwegian, and I imagine the why it's jumping is because of JP Morgan's upgrade this morning.
All right, there we have it. Not sure if I'm going to add it to my list. Volume seems still a little bit light this morning, so I might just keep it off for now. And again, if it hits a scan or something happens, we can always come back to it. ZIM is on our gappers list, brought to you guys by TradingTerminal.com. So if you take a look here, you can see ZIM is on here, up 4.4, 371,000. Peter, not usually a stock that I think I ever put on. I don't think I ever put the stock on my list, to be honest. So today, I don't think it's going to be any different. Anything on it?
They did sort of have some announcements on Friday. The fact that their shipping volume has increased, so they're seeing a very healthy shipping market, and say that shipments have increased significantly over the last year, almost up 63%. So that's good. Zim, of course, if anybody does, they're Zim Integrated Shipping Services. They're one of the big container shipping companies. Basically, they run a bunch of a fleet of ships. And you know what, Carlos? It's always amazing to me every time I sort of look into the shipping industry. It blows my mind the money. Like, running a shipping business is quite lucrative, but it comes with like massive risks. Like the actual relative cost of of running one of these ships and everything. It's just sort of, it's amazing when you look at how much it actually costs to run a shipping business and the significant risks they undertake in doing so. But in any event, so look, Zim is one of those ones that pops up every once in a while. It's really tempting to trade. Like, I've often wanted to put some of these shippers on my list. Generally, though, I've been disappointed. Once the market opens, the volumes tend to drop off. Like, it doesn't have a big range. I've always found them a little tougher than you'd think they should be to trade. So far this morning, the volume looks okay, but not great. I'm probably not gonna, not gonna do much with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I am with you. I don't like it. So we'll move on to another one. All right, looking at our gappers list this morning, we got some good ones on here. Next one's going to be PLTR. So we like PLTR quite a bit. It has been very active and trading well. So let's see what's happening there. PLTR this morning. We are up 3.4. I mean, the last couple of days, Peter, they've been kind of turning the corner a bit here. And as you can see here, up 3.4 today, 3.4 million shares traded. I just like watching PLTR, man. I don't know if I watch it 10 times more than what I actually take a trade on it. But it's fun to watch. It's an active one. It can take off anytime. And our community likes this one. Like, I know you guys on YouTube and also in our chat, we love watching this PLTR ticker. So hopefully today we can take advantage of it.
Yeah, we don't talk fundamentals a lot here, but the one thing I always have to keep in mind, PLTR has been sort of a favorite of traders for a while, and it gets more volume than you think than I think, I guess it should on a regular day. Whenever you're trading 100 million shares regularly, you're absolutely, an in-play stock. But what's interesting, again, back to the fundamentals, is that, I always sort of keep in mind that this is one that it's really overweight for the market, right? I mean, this has got a $200 billion market cap on it. It's a company that only delivers 460 million a year of revenue, 460 million in revenue per year, but with a $200 billion market cap. So its forward-looking price earnings ratio, we don't often talk PE ratios, but the PE ratio here is 123. Just to put it in context, like NVIDIA's PE ratio is 20, right? So this is 6 times higher, 6 times the valuation. Apple sits at 26. AMD sits at 16 or 17 or something like that. Like, it's just, it's, I don't know. Like, I feel like if it's going to move, there could be a time where you just need that one piece of confirmed bad news. Remember when we had the news that everybody thought, a couple of weeks ago, oh, they're going to get hit big by Doge, and look how much it dropped, right? Like, it was sailing high, and then sometime mid-February, it just dropped here from 120 to $80. I mean, that's pretty big. $40 off it. It lost a third of the value at that time. And now it has to gain 50% just to get back there. Like, this is going to be very news driven. So that's why I think I like watching it, because I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, so to speak, right? At some point, it could get good news and shoot back up, right? 50% in the matter of a couple of days. Or we could get bad news and this thing could drop heavy. So anyways, either way, no real news on PLTR this morning, but it feels like every morning, Carlos, we get it back on our list because people love this thing. Traders love it anyways.
We sure do, man. We love it as much as we love this hat on you here. And great comments over from YouTube. Hit that thumbs up for St. Patrick's Day and Peter's beautiful hat, which is from Ireland. It's not bought at the Dollar General store. So just letting you know, the real deal.
Means anything, but I did buy it in Ireland,
The real deal. All right. So PLTR is going on my list. I'll add this right on here. I'll update my banner in just a second, but let's take a look at what else we have on our gap up list this morning. So that's PLTR. We have Archer here, but Peter, I'm not going to really dive into it unless you have anything to add, because it's usually the same old thing, right? I mean, they get a little headline here and there. They pop up a little bit, but I don't see much action unless you have something major going on with them. But I don't see it really in play.
The last news out of them actually involved PLTR, if you remember. So they were partnering with PLTR to for their AI services built into their aviation technology. So nothing new since that. I don't know. Have you booked your pilot training with Archer yet? So that you can...
I am good, my friend. Not yet.
No, you're not doing that. All right.
Yeah. Now these things are not going to be flown by. It's like from one destination to one destination, right? It's not like you buy one to go wherever you want type thing, right? I mean, they're because that's really far out. That's nowhere near close.
That's a good question. I don't think so. They've been talking about having commercial fleets, not private,
right.
Not private devices, as far as I know. But that's a good question. I have to admit, I haven't really looked in detail about it. I don't know if there's a waiting list. Is there a waiting list for maybe people to buy them? I don't know. Anybody on the waiting list? That would be awesome.
I could see somebody buying this and then looking at the map where they can fly it. Antarctica. That's it. They can't fly anywhere else because we can barely drive, and we're gonna let alone put people in the skies on their own. Yeah, no way. All right, so let's take a look at QB. What else we got going on? So I'm not gonna be watching that one, guys. Again, normally doesn't trade very well. We like to talk about it. We love the technology. We like to see what's happening in that space. But as far as a day trading stock, it's not a good one. And we got HIMS. HIMS back on the list again. They bitches on and off here. Typically low volume. Volume has really died down. If you look at the daily over the last couple of days, all of March really, we had really seen a very big slowdown on the volume. And again, this stock, when it gets no volume, it doesn't trade well. The nice time was here around mid-February into the end of February. We had some really decent volume. And you saw how well these daily candles traded here. But for the most part, I'm going to skip on this one, Peter. Anything new on HIMS?
I'm still looking at Archer's website. I got their
it looks cool.
Look cool.
Oh yeah,
they look.
It looks really cool.
Cool design. But
I told you. Did I tell you I saw one of these in by Newark?
Yeah, well, that's one of their prime test areas. Yeah.
Yeah, they have these. I don't know if you live in New Jersey. I forget. It's the bridge that goes from Elizabeth and Newark over to I think it's like North Bergen or
Manhattan
Union.
somewhere.
I forget the bridge, but yeah, they have these large hangars there, man. And I saw when they had it outside. I'm like, wait, is that what I think it is? I was really far, but it had more than three propellers, four propellers, five propellers. I'm like, okay, that's got to be it. So the one of the things they want to do is they want to get you from downtown Manhattan into Newark in a matter of minutes, which I could see that being pretty cool if it's a reasonable price. Because right now you can take a helicopter, Peter, for like about $95, 5 minute ride from
Right.
downtown Manhattan to Newark. So how is this going to be priced for it to make sense? So we'll have to see. Have to see
Yeah,
how that
yeah,
works.
it'll be interesting. They are targeting 20 to 50-minute flights. So these aren't designed for like long haul journeys, right? And that Manhattan to Newark jump is a perfect, sort of flight for it, right? Because 12 minutes in the air, you're there. But anyways,
Yeah. Yep.
so anyways, enough about Archer because again, as a trading stock, it's not great. You're
It's
asking
not
about
great. Yep.
Hims. Hims doesn't
Hmm.
really have any news. I feel like this is sort of a bounce back on Hims. Remember Friday, the news was the fact that they had this hair loss treatment that was making people sick. So you're trying to grow your hair, and instead it was poisoning you. It's I think it's just a bounce back after that news because I don't really see anything new on it. Hims is another one that keeps popping up on our list, doesn't it? Like week after week, it seems to be here occasionally. I've only watched it occasionally. I haven't found the price action that attractive. It is a nicey stock. You have to keep in mind stuff that trades on the New York Stock Exchange. Just because of the way it's managed, they tend to trade a little bit differently. Yeah, probably not something I'll be paying attention to this morning.
Yep, yep, absolutely not. All right, so let's take a look at the next one here, friends. This one we like a lot better is SMCI. So SMCI this morning, we are up 2.3, 1.1 million shares traded. And as you can see here, we're moving a little bit. I like the daily more than the pre-market right now. As you can see the daily, it seems like we're just getting higher highs, higher lows here. Could be interesting if we decide to break out from this area where clearly this previous day close line right around here has been a lot of resistance, right? Last time we broke out, this had a beautiful pop. This is probably the second or third time that we're testing this area again here. So could be interesting just because of the way this daily setup is looking right now. Peter, what's your thoughts?
SMCI, another one that traders love. This thing, another one that's been trading, on average about 100 million shares a day. That being said, recently the volume has been a lot lower than that, right? I mean, a lot lower. 56 million, something in that range, which, again, still not bad. I mean, my favorite AMD trades less shares than that on an average daily basis. So I mean, you don't need that many to be in play, but no real news on it, right? I mean, it's everybody's sort of waiting for them to prove the statements that their CEO has made, namely that they're going to be able to achieve that $40 billion in revenue in this year, which is a big, is big because I think they barely got to $30 billion of revenue last year. So to add another 10 billion on top of that, or 30%, that's a big stretch goal. So we'll see how they do. That first quarter numbers, get ready. Like, we could see a lot of action on this. In the meantime, if you don't mind playing it in sort of its normal chop. I mean, if I look at it on the Friday trade and through last week, to me, it was choppy. A lot of overlapping price action, a lot of difficulty in determining direction. But it definitely gets volume. So, watch it if you want, but it can be tough at times.
Yeah, it has, and lately, especially in March, it has not been great, right? We're kind of hoping that we get some of the action we got in February. It hasn't been great, kind of a little bit of a sideways action unless you get a good entry. It's been tough, just like you mentioned. So hopefully today's the day as we break out of this area here. I like SMCI, so I will add it. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on the main list, though. I might just slam this into our secondary list here. We'll push it in there for now, and then we'll see where it goes. So let's take a look at tradingterminal.com, our scanners list. I'm going to stop here. There's more tickers. This list started very small, and now as you see, as we continue forward here on the pre-market show, it has developed a little bit more tickers on there. Rocket Lab is on there, XPEF. Peter, before we hop off of this one, is there any other ones on here you want to discuss, or something that might not even be on the list yet?
Well, you just mentioned Rocket Labs. I love space news. Rocket Labs, their Pioneer spacecraft successfully deployed in orbit around the moon. So that's cool. I don't know I think it's around the moon, isn't it? Where's this? Blah blah blah. Because no, this is one that's around the Earth doing pharmaceutical testing. So in any event, it's look, I'm always waiting for the next moon landing. That's why I want it to be moon news, right? We haven't heard from our friends at Lunar, at Intuitive Machines, right after their second unfortunate spacecraft fell over, but that was last week's news. So nothing new. Rocket Lab has surprised me to see on the list. I'm surprised it got enough volume here this morning, but I guess it got somebody traded a couple of blocks of shares on it. Other than that, Carlos, I think we can look at the Magnificent Seven. Any one of those that you want to trade. Most of them are green this morning. The notable exception to that is Microsoft, which is red, but I noticed Apple, Amazon, Google, NVDA, right? They're all sort of green this morning, so gapping up. But nothing is moving that far. The markets are hanging around the even mark. It's only Tesla and Microsoft that I noticed that were red. But again, the amount that they're red is fairly nominal. So pick whichever one you want. I feel like they're all in play on this lovely Monday morning.
Yeah, they sure will. And again, as we've seen, all the weakness lately on the SPY Friday, we actually ended the day green somehow. And today we're just kind of flat right now. So I'm looking forward to see how the overall market is going to be pushing its will on some of these tickers. Obviously, that's going to play a part as well. But yeah, I'm going to pick my favorite here. We've been watching Tesla, which the last couple of days has been okay. On Friday, Peter, actually after we got off, I had an amazing trade, reversal trade, which normally doesn't happen for me on Tesla, so that was nice. But the morning has been tough. Like the open on Tesla has been really difficult. A little bit later seems to get better. So I add on my list. It looks good today as well as far as volume, 2.2 million. Meta's another one that people have been watching closely as well. I find this one in Microsoft a little bit tougher to trade at times alongside Google unless they get great volume. Right now, they only have 156,000 shares traded. But as you guys know, you really have to wait for the market open, right? Because Meta does that. It doesn't get great volume, and then it can put in a really nice days. But I think out of all the Magnificent Seven, I think Meta's got to be the one with the lightest volume, right? Am I right there? 12 million on Friday. Looks like they're doing about 10 to 15 million. I'm curious. Let's might look at Google as well. Okay, Google is higher. I know Microsoft for sure is higher, not by much. But yeah, Meta seems to be the one that gets the less volume, Peter. Because I know it's not NVIDIA, and I definitely know it's not Tesla. These guys are over.
Check Google. Google doesn't get as much volume as sometimes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, more though. They're higher closer to 30, but again, not by a whole lot. And depends. I'm looking at Google with the L, right? So I'm looking at that one, which tends to get more volume. Yeah, but not by much. You're right. But yeah, I'm surprised. I would have thought Meta would get a lot more volume than this. Interesting. All right, that is our. Go ahead.
Sorry, I made the mistake of flipping back to the website for this conference that NVIDIA is putting on.
Let me get you full screen here. Where are you? There we go.
Get out of my kitchen, robot. Like this robot is supposed to be putting away glasses in my kitchen. I just I don't know. It freaks me out every time. Like they got their website here, and they're they've got these like avatars that are flipping across here, and that are going between like they switch from this computer simulated to robots and back again. Anyways, I don't know. I just
it's the future, Peter. It's happening, man.
I don't want the robots in my house. Like,
yeah. A lot of this technology is gonna come a little bit late for me and you, man. Like for example, by the time this is out and in my household, the kids will be grown. They'll be out the house. So I'm not gonna be doing as much dishes now. But Peter, the amount of dishes that we do in our household with these 3 kids. It's incredible. So I would have liked him to do my dishes, but by the time that happens, it's gonna be just me and my wife, and it's not gonna be that much of an impact. But yeah, man, it's happening.
All right.
All right,
Well,
friends.
what's happening to my screen here?
The screen's acting weird.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
can't get my camera back now.
agreed. How about care for older people, Sam? I don't know, man. I don't want my parents being taken care of by a robot. That's a long way before we get there. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All these mundane tasks that humans do, if robots can do it without getting tired all day long and just take a couple hours to charge, yeah, that's the future. All right. Um, let's take a look here. And you're right, Frank the Tank. It probably won't be our generation with the robots. It's our kids. And our kids are going to have the robots. It's just going to be so used to it. It's going to be a normal thing, right? I'm sure when a car first came out and everybody was on their horses, they're like, I trust my horse more than the car, right? And eventually the generations give in to things. It's just the way things evolve.
That's true.
All right.
That's fair point.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
well.
just the way it happens. All right, let's take a look at what's capping down. There's not much there, only Affirm. So let's take a look at Affirm today. Wow, it's a nice drop, down 6.5, and they were down even lower, guys. It went down all the way to 43. They're almost $3 above the low of the pre-market now. Peter, what's going on? It's a big drop for Affirm today. It's the
Yeah,
latest and
Firm
greatest.
lost a big contract. So one of their rivals, Klarna, announced that it's going to be the sole provider of loans at Walmart. This is the consumer-based buy now, pay later loans, and definitely Affirm, had been sort of in the pole position. Everybody thought that was a contract that they were going to win, but looks like that's not the case. Klarna is going to be the sole provider for that contract, and obviously, Walmart, big customer, right? So big opportunity. I don't know. Like I look, if I can provide some advice out there, the best financial advice you can get, don't do those loans. Like if you have any other way of financing things, don't do those. They are always the worst interest, and it's like knee breaker rates. Like if there's one sure way to go bankrupt, don't. It's getting those loans like payday loans, point of sale loans, and like furniture rental. Don't do any of that. Just don't do it, man. Like if you have to do that, don't buy it.
I
Seriously.
never
Anyway,
understood the furniture rental thing, but that is a thing, I guess. But I never understood that. Like,
I,
why would you rent furniture unless you're doing like a show? Unless it's like I'm doing a podcast with you and we're gonna be in the studio. We rent some furniture for a day, fine. But why would you rent furniture to live? I just don't
look,
understand the concept
I had
of
a
that.
buddy that did it for years until I finally talked him out of it because for him he's like, look, if he wanted to buy a whole house full of furniture, he didn't have 5 grand to go buy the furniture, and he didn't have any credit, so he couldn't go get a loan. Like he couldn't go to the bank. The bank wouldn't loan him the money. So instead, you go to Rentalex or whatever the heck it was, and he said, "Hey, look, for $50 a month, I can rent myself a whole house of furniture, and then I don't feel like a schmuck sitting with a mattress on the ground, and I have furniture." And I get that, right? Like, for him, it filled a need. But the problem is that when I started doing the math for him, even at $50 a month, like it's a contract that never ended, or that probably wasn't it for a $5,000 loan. It was probably like $200 a month. But anyways, yeah, it was. Ben E saying, yeah, 5 grand for a full house of furniture. I'm talking 20 years ago, so this would have been more than 20 years
Oh
ago.
yeah, yeah,
But
yep.
but anyways, it's one of those things that I understand, the need in the market, but when you really work it out, that $5,000 of furniture is going to cost you 15 grand by the time you manage to pay this thing off. And that often people they just don't do the math, right? And that's part of the challenge. People take advantage of them. Anyways, never mind. I've got a very, I've got a I've been on a couple of volunteer boards and groups on these. I hate how in lower income neighborhoods is where they put all the payday loan places, where if you get your paycheck and you need the money now and the bank won't give it to you, they'll give you your check, but they only give you 80% of your check, right? And that's the problem. They take advantage of people who just need money. And anyways, just don't.
Yeah, yeah. I found there's a company in Jersey, Aaron's Rent to Own. Yeah, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. All right.
Anyway.
All right. So that's Affirm. So Peter, it's active today. Are you gonna put it on your list?
Affirm, I think it might be in play. I actually like it. It's not a bad trader, and it's worth watching. It's sort of, to me, it's in the same bucket as PLTR, right? You got to watch it like a lot of days to find the days where it actually trades well.
Right.
Then you never know which one that's going to be. Good pre-market action on Affirm. I think with this news, it feels like it's in play. So yes, short answer, yes. I like the fact that, well, I mean, bad for them, but maybe a good trading opportunity at the open. My signature Rising Devil trade. I don't like the fact that it's sitting above VWAP right now, but I think once the market opens, we might see a little more downside as they have absorbed the bad news, of course, that they did not win that contract with Walmart to deliver their buy now, pay later loan services.
Yeah. Fanny over on YouTube. And by the way, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. It does help us out a ton. Right now, let's check how many likes we have. I'm going to refresh here, see how we're doing on those thumbs up button. 103 with 603 people watching on a Monday at 9 a.m. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So thank you guys for being on. I really appreciate you guys. Fanny says, maybe people that travel a lot. Yeah, I can see if I'm traveling maybe with a team and we're going to spend 6 months somewhere, 5 months, rent furniture for an apartment that we rent out temporarily. I can see that. That makes sense, right? To be comfortable. But
sure.
if that's my household, I don't
Sure, but in that case,
yeah,
it's not a financial decision exactly, right? That's a decision of convenience.
Correct.
So yeah, and agreed. Like that's a great scenario. Rent furniture all you want. Like you said, staging a house, going to a short-term place. Those make a lot of sense. But if you're renting it for your own home for the long term, anyways, I went on a rant. Sorry about that.
No, it's so good. Hey, I kind of pushed this a little bit because I don't understand this. So it's like, why would you do that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. All right, but I'm sure some good reasons that maybe you are not thinking about. That's one of them. All right, friends, that covers our gap up and gap down. Again, not a whole lot on the gap down this morning as you're looking at this. We got a couple on here that are popping up. But again, I'll leave those alone because we looked at VNet last week. It was horrible. And GDS is not a great one either. So we won't pay attention to those for right now. If that changes, you guys can throw it out to me. Peter, what do you like as far as the gap up list? Anything else that we might have not covered besides Affirm?
Yeah. I mean, I think I mentioned everything. The Magnificent Seven is where I'm going to focus my efforts. A little bit on Affirm. I think it's going to be on my list. Other than that, pretty quiet day so far. Like you said, a bunch of stuff on the list. Nothing that really leapt out to me other than I said Affirm. I think there's going to be some focus with, again, this GTC conference that Intel's putting on. If you just joined us, I think that's going to it could yield news events. So watch the semiconductor space, watch the quantum space, watch the AI space. We know NVIDIA is, the big gorilla in this whole sector, and them hosting this conference that goes all week could provide some news headlines. So I think one of the focus ones will be, again, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. market time, is when the keynote speech from NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang, is happening. So I think that there are going to be people absolutely, hitting the social media and hitting the news on what he says. I expect them to, hit all of the hot topics of chip development, AI, chip manufacturing, and of course, quantum. So those are the four things that I think he's going to probably address in his speech. But who knows? But yeah, I think that this week, that sector could be interesting with information that comes out of that conference from not only Jensen but from other speakers as well.
Yep, absolutely, man. Speaking of quantum stocks, man, I'm just looking at these things high flying today. QUBT is at 18. QBTS, which I'm in from 590, it's up 15%, man, hitting up to above 12. So, Peter, I sold on Friday. I couldn't take it. I wasn't patient enough. I sold half on Friday. I saw it hit 10. I'm like, this thing is probably going to come back down. So I sold half of the position. I still got a few shares left, but I'm beating my head this morning, like, damn it, we're up another
Right.
15%. Why did you do
Well,
that? But it is what it is.
there's an old investing axiom that says when it doubles, sell half. Right. So if you sold
Yeah,
half every time it doubled, then because that's how you put money in your pocket. But
absolutely.
so there you go. You just
Yep,
hold on to
yep.
the rest. See how it
So
goes.
we'll
But
see where it goes. As things are hot today, and we'll see how things play out. All right, friends, let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. Let's go start here with our chat room, and let's get some tickers in here, and then we'll look at what's happening for this Monday as we are just a couple of days away from Vancouver, man. Looking forward to that and meeting a lot of you guys. Peter will give you more information on that in just a second here. Tesla, yes, Tesla's on my list for sure. Peter talked about this one and all the Max 7s. I didn't add NVIDIA, but it's probably the one that's going to end up on my list as well. So I'll add that one next. But let's see what else you guys got. We got Tesla, IonQ. I have it on my secondary again with all the quantum stuffs, RGTI, IonQ. I mean, all of these are really in play. The big winners right now, QBTS, QUBT, are leading the way, guys. 18% and 15% here. Again, these are quantum stocks. I know D-Wave, you mentioned this one last week, Peter. D-Wave, excuse me, D-Wave Quantum. They had some good news last week and some partnerships that are opening up for them. So that's obviously giving them a big kick here. They also got their unique events coming up, I think, either this week or next. They got some Kirby events and all this stuff happening. So they got a lot going on that's treating them well this morning and last week. So yeah, they're in play. Pick your favorite. I have Hood here, up 1.3, 803,000 shares traded. We didn't talk about crypto stocks today, Peter. I guess
we
quiet weekend
didn't.
for them.
We didn't actually, and that's a good catch, Carlos. Because crypto didn't really do much on the weekend. Going Friday, by the way, Friday looked like it was setting up to have a pretty active weekend because on Friday we sort of came from the lows, pushing higher through sort of the end of the day, but then everything just went flat. So we're sitting at 83,218 at the moment for Bitcoin. And yeah, it's been in sort of this $84,000 range. Like I said, I honestly believe this is the safe zone. If it continues anywhere between about 78 and 80 or 95 is a safe zone. Anything over 95 to 100, right? People start to get excited. Anything below about 75,000, people start to get real nervous. So as long as it just keeps floating in this range, I think we're not going to see much excitement out of all of the crypto stocks. So obviously, there's crypto is a lot more than just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is dominant, of course, in the space. That being said, let's see what are the other top trending coins this morning. Top trending coins out there: Fort Knox coin is trending. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and SOL, which is what is it? Solana. So there you go. Those are your top 5 trending coins this morning.
All right, awesome. All right, friends, let's get to it. What else we have here? QBTS is D-Wave for sure. Yes, we'll use those names, but QBTS is D-Wave, and that's what you're seeing there. And what else? What else? Okay, not much more. Mr. Trader, MU. Yes, MU has earnings coming up. So we got a big Thursday. We'll probably be, well, not probably. I know we're going to be live for that over here on YouTube, friends. So we look out for the link. I'll send it out today. Nike, MU, and FedEx are reporting on Thursday afternoon after the close. QUBT also reporting. So it'll be a big day. And then we died down a little bit, and then for a while, GameStop the following week. So again, towards the end of earnings season here, but Thursday will be a big one. So looking forward to MU. MU is again one of our good old buddies. How are we looking at MU today, by the way? Since you mentioned it, pretty quiet right now. It probably won't be in play until after earnings, right? So I don't see anything going on with MU. It's one that gets less volume unless some kind of news breaks out or we get some kind of earnings play. But right now, pretty quiet for the most part. All right, friends. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They have been pretty quiet on Micron. I'm a little surprised. Yeah. Again, I hate to do it twice in one morning, but let's talk fundamentals for a second. Again, the forward-looking PE on this one is only 9. So again, that's half of what NVIDIA is, less than half of what AMD is. So when you put it up against its peers, it looks like a downright deal. The forward-looking PE on Intel is 20, and Intel's been sort of in the dumps for a while. So I don't know. Like, it does feel like there's a lot of upside. That being said, Micron is one of those where it just for whatever reason, it does not get the volume that some of the others do. We're talking about some of the stocks that just get the 50, 100 million shares a day traded. Micron gets under 20 million shares a day traded. It just, I don't know. I just don't like the price action on it, which is a shame because it feels like this is one of the semis with a lot of upside. So, Carlos, to your point, yeah, it might be worth watching just over the longer run because it feels like there's a lot of upside potential on it. But let's see. Earnings will tell the tale in the short term, of course. Again, remember, semiconductor sector. What we've learned, you've got to blow the doors off the numbers. They have to beat their numbers handily, or the stock's likely to go down. Meeting your numbers, only slightly beating your numbers, and of course missing your numbers almost always result in semiconductor stocks dropping. It's unfair as it is. That's what we've seen happen. So anyways, you can't obviously completely bet on that. There's no guarantee, but that's generally what we've seen. So yeah, it could be interesting when their earnings come in.
Yep, absolutely. All right, friends, let's do this. Let's get to our community events and announcements as we kick off this week. Man, we had such an exciting week. Yes, I'm really looking forward to how things shape out. But today's Monday. Let's give you what's happening today.
Indeed. And I want to issue a birthday shout out. Kevin D says it's his birthday. So top of the morning to you. May you find your pot of gold today, Kevin, on this St. Patty's Day. Look at that. Kevin's got a built-in excuse, by the way, to go drink, like you didn't need one for St. Patty's Day, but there you go. It is Monday, which means we're continuing with our regular activities, which is all about learning and getting you set up for trading, both on the week, the month, the year, whatever. We start in the morning here with our session at noon with Brendan, who's going to talk about DOS Trader Pro, how to set that up, how to configure it, how to best manage it. He'll share maybe some insights and some functions and features that you might not have known about. But if there are things that you're struggling to get right, or you just can't figure out how to configure, Brendan's your guy. He's going to help you with that. Join him in the onboarding room for all membership levels, all categories. You can join in the onboarding room with him for that at noon. Now at 1 o'clock, we have our special session for anybody that's signed up for Peak Capital Trading. It's a prep meeting. It really helps you get ready. That boot camp is an intensive effort, and you're better off to sort of get a jump on it early, understand what's coming for you, and so you can sort of set yourself up for success. That's at 1 o'clock. Again, it's for only those that have already registered for a future boot camp. You can join Mike at 1 o'clock in the boot camp Google meeting room. You'll know where that is. You just go into the dashboard if you're a Peak Capital Trading boot camper, and you'll have access to that. You can't if you haven't already registered. All right, that's at 1 o'clock. And then at 8 p.m. tonight, Carlos does his regular onboarding session for all of our new members. It's a great session to get you oriented with everything you can get out of your Bear Bolt Traders membership, as well as to get you started on trading, right? What strategies should you start with? How do you get started? What do you need? What's the tech setup? What's the strategy approach? How do you even do this trading thing? If you have any questions in those, along those lines, then you absolutely want to go to Carlos's session for new members and the onboarding at 8 p.m. tonight in the onboarding room. All right. Hopefully you'll consider joining us here at Bear Bull Traders. Whether you want to join us as a member or maybe you just want to join us in person, we have options for you. Our spring sale is on right now. This code SPRING50 gives you a 50% discount off of the Elite Annual. It's one of the best deals of the year. Hopefully you'll go and check that out and sign up now. You get a full year access, including all the webinars, all the events, the chat room, all of that comes included for a full year for that single price of $11.99. If you just wanted to kick the tires, though, use the intro. That's your best deal there. And that gives you 1 week access just to see what the chat room's like and see if this is the community for you. If you wanted to go further and you just wanted to join us live and really see what are these people like in person, I'm telling you, we are using old terminology here. We're WYSIWYG, man. What you see is what you get. We're real humans. We really trade. We do this from passion, and we want everybody to be successful because, frankly, the rising tide can float all boats here. So there's room for all of us, right, on the side of success. So when we want to make a very successful community, and if you wanted to join us in Vancouver for the Trading Summit, that's where we help you. It's a great session. Not only is it great to just understand what this community looks and feels like in person, it's a great opportunity to learn a whole bunch of new stuff with content you can only get at these live sessions. So hopefully you'll join us for the live trading summit. It always sells out. It always has fantastic feedback. And we love doing it. Like you can tell, we approach this with passion because it is a passion project for all of us, from Andrew through the entire team, and we will all be there. So if you wanted to join us in Vancouver, that's happening right at the end of this month. And hopefully you will join us. Go to bearbulltraders.com/summit and you get all the details and find out about how to join us for that event. All right, Carlos, let's set some levels. We'll get ready for this market open coming in just about 9 minutes here. So, guys, it's time to start thinking about what you're going to pick, right? We're going to help you by setting some levels and get ourselves ready. And then Carlos and I will take you through to the open.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Peter. All right, friends, let's jump in here. Let's take a look at my list: Cube, UBT, QBTS. We have POTR, Tesla, and NVIDIA is what I like this morning. So you should see my list update at the bottom there. On the secondary list, I got IonQ, RGTI, and also I forgot to add this one on the list, SMCI. So let's add SMCI on here. All right, for those who are on YouTube, if you want to see Andrew and Brian trading live, I see Andrew's already in the chat room putting his list together. His list: SMCI, NVIDIA, Tesla, and POTR. Brian, Peter's going to reach you the rest of them in just a second here. You can join us, as Peter mentioned. Take a look at the intro membership. You can see them trading live there if you are interested. All right, QUBT. Let's get some levels in here. Towards the bottom, a lot of these are pretty set because, as you can see here, we've been moving higher, which is nice. So QUBT, high of the pre-market, 894. Above that, we have a great level right over here around 11. And usually the whole dollars play a big part on these smaller price tickers. I'm sure 10, if you ever look at 10, it's going to be a lot of action happening there. And there is. Like, here's 10. Let me get you guys to daily here. Here is 10 right over here. Hard to get because it's so small here. There's 10. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on here. So these whole dollar numbers are going to be important when you start looking at these smaller price takers. So QUBT in play today, guys, up 20%, looking really nice. QBTS also looking good here, pulling back from the market highs here at 1213. But again, also having a great day. Had a great Friday, guys. It was up almost 40% on Friday as it hit some of those $10 figures there. 912 is another great level here. We are above our recent high. If you guys remember, this thing went up to around 1150 or so. We'll call it that for now. And then gap down big based on NVIDIA dropping. And today we are back up with some good movement here. Towards the top, I don't think we have really anything above here. We'll have to go really back here. Let's take a look at a monthly. Oh yeah, look at this. We have a high of 1314. It's the all-time highs I see on this ticker. So we'll mark that there for now. Let's take a look at PLTR as well. It has been in play for us. And again, we just like watching this ticker. If we look at PLTR right now, high of the pre-market for the most part, 89.47. So we'll slam one there. Above that, we're looking at 93.50 and then also 99.93 as well on PLTR. Tesla is a good one, guys. Kind of stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. It's funny. These days look really small, but if you look at the intraday action, there's been some pretty good reversals. You just got to be patient with Tesla, right? Don't rush things. High of the pre-market, 249.18. The low is going to be settling down at 244.71. We got both of those levels set, and I don't think you need to add too much on NVIDIA. I'm sorry, on a Tesla, as I'm thinking about looking at NVIDIA next. So here's NVIDIA now, 123.70. So that's the high of the pre-market. Great volume as always. The stock always gets amazing volume, so it's always great to watch. NVIDIA and Tesla are like are kind of like always on our list here. Usual suspects. 127.96. Good level here on the daily. You can see a lot of support and resistance, and we're gonna slam another level at 132.73. So we'll slam one there as well. Looks good on the daily. A lot going on there. Again, that's a big move. I don't think we'll get that. What we will get is a like from you guys, hopefully, for this video, and we really appreciate that. Sitting at 183 now. might be higher. I haven't refreshed yet. We'll check that in a second. But thank you. We appreciate those that have smacked that button yet so far. And for those that haven't, we'll appreciate it very much. All right, not Brian, sorry, Peter, let's go to you and take a look at what the team is watching.
Indeed. All right, guys, let's quickly look at what our moderators are watching here for this morning. Starting with Thor, who's got the market indices overall, Apple and Tesla on his list. That's my alarm telling me we got 5 minutes to the open. Avi's watching Magnificent Seven as always. Eamon's got a potential long trade on Apple. He'll see if that pans out. Lenny's going to be watching NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla, PLTR, QBTS, and Intel. Brendan's going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, PLTR, and Rigetti Spaghetti, one we didn't talk about today. Mike's going to be watching Amazon and Tesla. Brian's going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, AMD, and the SPY. Andrew has got SMC, NVIDIA, Tesla, and PLTR on deck. Phil is watching NVIDIA, PLTR, and Tesla. I'm going to be watching QUBT, Affirm, and PLTR, as well as my usual stocks. So I've got no IPOs to let you know about. So there you go. That's what our moderators. You can see Carlos's list at the bottom. And Thor, if you're able to join maybe live with Carlos on YouTube, that would be great. I do have to run, unfortunately, this morning. I'm late already, but hopefully you guys have a good morning. Whatever you do, right? Trade smart, stick to your strategies. I think there's going to be opportunity out there, but take it easy. Don't rush anything. It's Monday. You got lots of time in the day, in the week, and in the month. So, just ease into it.
Yep, absolutely. Peter, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I thought you had to leave early tomorrow, so that's my mistake. I would have cut you off a lot earlier, man. Got you out of here on time.
Right. We're good.
Yeah. Okay, excellent, man. Take care.
All right. Thanks.
All right, friends. All right, let's get going here. So right now, my list is looking pretty good. I'm going to set up now for the live trading for the market open. As you guys know, I'm going to be looking for my sweet strategy. The 5-minute ORB is what I like to see here. So we're going to be looking for that to set up and see how things play out today. I really like my list this morning. I think I'm going to disconnect. I see Andrew coming on chat. So I'll disconnect from chat at the moment and we'll continue with our YouTube friends here. All right, perfect. So yeah, guys, really like my list this morning. I think we can get something going here today that can be really nice. So you just got to be patient. I noticed last week, 2 days last week, both my first 2 trades out of those 2 days, the first 2 trades were both stop outs. And then I waited about an hour as I'm sitting here getting ready to listen to Avi, and the trades just start setting up, and I caught a great reversal on Tesla. And the previous day before that, I don't know what it was, but it just kind of shows you, we just got to be patient, right? We got to be patient, wait for the setup here and not rush things. That's going to be very important. So going to take that into this week. Again, part of, your process is journaling and looking at what stuff went wrong or what you can do better. And that's one of the things that I kind of saw last week. So just kind of wait for that setup to take place. And we had some rough days. So if you had a rough week last week, I get it. There was some really choppy days last week. They were not clean, and obviously that doesn't help us here one bit. So let's see here. All right, NVIDIA getting some movement. So let me sure I got my chat. I see Andrew is in chat. Let me show you Brian's hat before we go to the market open here. Take a look at Brian and what he is showing off this morning. He's got his there he is. He's got his St. Patrick's Day hat as well. That's the way to go. That's really nice. There it is. Good for him. All right. Let's come back over here. And we are set. So I'm just going to put Brian back small so I can see Andrew's screens as he trades live for the chat room there. All right, excellent. So we answered this last week. I know we're going to get questions as people miss this. So Andrew and Brian are going to be in chat only. We have to make this change. It's not something that was planned. Unfortunately, that's what happened so abruptly. But yeah, if you want to see them live, they have to be in the chat room for now. That might change later down the line, but for now, they won't be on YouTube just to chat. Okay. All right. QUB, let's take a look at our quantum stuff. QUBT is looking a little bit messy right now, a bit choppy. I also got QBTS, a bit of a drop here. Seeing some action there. PLTR, just going to take a look at what's going on there. Tesla, look at Tesla, look at the drop on Tesla. So dropping down some more. towards that low of the pre-market 244.69. So we'll be looking for that. And NVIDIA also getting a little bit of a drop. Take a look at the SPY here, see how the SPY looks into the market open. So, all right, 8 seconds, friends. Get ready. Again, patience, patience, patience. Let's wait for our setup. Let's start this Monday off the right way. No FOMO, all right? So let's see what we got going on, guys. Happy trading. QUBT. QBTS shows we don't have shares for sure on D-Way. I just noticed that. So no shares for sure on QBTS with Interactive Brokers, unfortunately. PLTR getting some action here. I'm gonna wait 5 minutes, guys, because I gotta wait for this 5-minute range to develop. Around minute 3, if we see something that looks good, we can take it. But for right now, we're gonna just hang tight and wait for 5 minutes to get the range created. Phoebe TAC, we don't know. This is why we did an intro package for those that want to see Andrew and Brian trade live. So it's $19, gets you a bunch of stuff, so you could take a look at that. But I'm not sure. I don't have the details on how long this has to be. They can come on after 10:30 for a Q&A with you guys, show you the recap of their trades. So you will be able to see that later today, right? So, and as they take their trades, I'll call them out if I can see them in time here. But yeah, not sure how long this is going to be, man. All right, let's see. NVIDIA dropping here, low of the pre-market right now, trying to hold. So a little bit of weakness. Tesla showing a lot of weakness. A $3 drop on Tesla from the open. So that is really, really nice and active there. Man, that is good. The only one red on my watch list today. So Tesla really taking a hit here at the moment. I love Tesla. Did you go short Tesla, Justin? Average Joe? I'm sure we're gonna hear. I already hear. Paris coming on later saying he loves Tesla. He's probably short right now on this thing. So Tesla's getting too extended for a 5-minute or a B now. That's really a big drop there. IonQ for the most part trying to hold here. That one does have shares for short. So if you're looking for a quantum ticker that you want to short, this one does have shares for short. But again, just make sure you have your setup today. Curious to see if Go hits 3K again today. Yeah. Let's see. It's possible. It's possible. We hit it. Was it last week? Right? We talked about this last week. It hit it. So pretty cool there. All right, quantum stocks dropping here. Why is RGTI not loading? Let's get RGTI. IonQ dropping. RGTI. Also, I'm also looking at that on a different screen here. That is also doing some stuff. SMCI, one of our favorite tickers, on my secondary today, moving around a bit. Man, why is I'm gonna reload. I'm gonna reload my screens. That feels very choppy a little bit here. So let me just reload my screen. And I think this happens when the market opens. Just so much volume comes in. Yeah, it seems a little bit better there. Okay. That seems a little bit nicer and smoother. All right, perfect. All right, so NVIDIA right now dropping some more. Ooh, Andrew is got in 3 minutes ago. Short on Tesla. Andrew, so he's trading actually TSLL, which you guys know is a leverage product. So again, be very, very careful. But he's looking at the Tesla price action when he's doing that. All right, 9:34 coming out, so I'm looking for a 5-minute ORB. We're gonna wait for the range to set up properly here. RGTI has moved down quite a bit. QUBT as well. QBTS, you could short QBTS. It is shortable, so that's good. POTR, man, a lot of weakness in the market right now. Richard saying Intel over on YouTube. Let's take a look. INTC this morning. Oh wow, look at that. INTC really enjoying some of the news headlines they're getting here, some of the positive stuff they're seeing. So they're really popping here. How's MU doing? MU not really. all that much. AMD, you're saying, is moving up. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD's having a day. Wow. Interesting. NVIDIA's not joining in the party. They're not sharing the fun with NVIDIA today. Wow, AMD up 4%. I'm gonna add this to my list. I'm just gonna add it here so I can look at it. So we'll put AMD, and I'm gonna put Intel, which Intel never trades like this unless I don't watch it. Like I didn't have it on my list today. Look at the kind of action we get. All right, so that 5-minute candle is closed. Let's see what's not too extended that we can take advantage of here. And I would love to get in on a good pullback, just going to some of this QBTS. I'm some long bias on this because I'm long on a swing trade, so I don't know about this short here, but QUBT, let's see what it sets up nicely that we can take for a short. Andrew has taken a couple of partials already on TSLL. SPY is pushing higher, so interesting that Tesla and some of these are selling off with the SPY pushing up like that right now. So curious how that's going to end. Maybe we can get a bounce here on NVIDIA. Yeah, Andrew, I see that, man. Tesla, you took a beautiful short. That is really nice. Let me show you guys, by the way. I got it here. I can do this. I can bring it right over here, I believe. Let's see if this one works. There it is. There's his trade, guys. Look at that beautiful short. Partial, 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 and partial down here. So, man, he's probably mostly out on that trade, which beautiful Tesla trade there. He traded TSL, which is that product. But the SPY is pushing higher, so I'm not too interested on going short on a 5-minute RB breakdown, because if the SPY continues to push like this, a lot of tickers are going to start turning the corner here. Like I'm seeing PLTR could be setting up nicely for an engulfing pattern if we can get going a little bit higher. So that could be interesting. Tesla coming back to VWAP, just a lot of strength in the SPY right now. NVIDIA also back up to VWAP. Our quantum stocks, oh man, look at this engulfing on QBTS. But it's below the VWAP. This is why I don't like. I'm show you guys the 5-minute here. It's below the VWAP, so I'm not too happy about that. But that could be interesting if the SPY continues to do what it's doing right now. As we mentioned in the pre-market show, guys, there's tons of events coming up for quantum, so we're going to be watching these for, I think, the next couple of days, maybe a week or two, intensely, right? They normally are not in play, but I think with all the stuff that's happening, these would definitely be in play here. Let's take a look. AMD, man, it's so extended. There's no way to like take a 5-minute RB on this now. We really have to wait for a setup pullback, maybe back to the 9, and we can get back in that way. But right now, definitely cannot take that for a possible long. How about you guys? Are you in anything? If you're in anything, call it out, because I want to pull up the chart and see what you guys are doing. Intel is beautiful. I agree. Again, but gave you no pullback. Sung Hu gave you no pullback. It just took off. And if you're not watching it, and depending on your strategy, you might not have taken advantage of this. Apple. Apple's breakout on the 1-minute is really nice. Like, look at this breakout here. You got a nice little consolidation happening. Beautiful breakout. Yeah, that is pretty cool there. NVIDIA showing weakness. Man, that is a great candle on NVIDIA. What is the deal? If we're gonna break low of day here, we could probably take this for a low of the day breakdown. So NVIDIA looks interesting here. All right, hands on the hotkeys here. But you got the previous day close coming up. I'm not happy about that. Yeah, I don't know about that. That could be another quick area of a support, and we might not be able to get through that. Tesla on the way back up. Tesla looks good here. This is not a 5-minute RB. This will be a VWAP breakout on Tesla. I'm going to go long here on Tesla. Let's see if we can get towards the high of the day. Small size. I want to add more if we can get back to the VWAP. So get more confirmation, we'll add more there. But I do like this this setup here, right? The breakthrough, kind of like the confirmation. Hey, we're staying above the VWAP. We want to be green, or at least be above the VWAP. Let's see if we can get going here. Yes, we gotta wait for pullbacks. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff like AMD, Intel, there's no pullbacks. Intel might be giving you a pullback now, right? That one might be doing something. Let's see if we can get set up there. But right now, man, it's just tearing it up at the moment. AMD, small little break. Remember we talked about it coming back to the nine moving average, and it did. Look at that beautiful play right there. So that's nice. Tesla is trying to get going here. Let's see if we can hold the VWAP. I want to ask some more if we can show support, but I want to be sure. I want to get like good confirmation that we can actually do that. I like this candle here. This is good. That's the confirmation we want. That is the confirmation we want. I would love to see it close green though. Let's see if this is actually going to pan out here, but that is good. Tesla at VWAP, yeah, Sungho, that's what I'm looking at. I want to hold this VWAP here. Again, I'm in half size. If we can see some strength and get a green candle up here, I'll add the rest. But small size, because we got to give it room. We got to give Tesla room. You know, it can move a lot, so we got to be a little bit patient with it. I don't want to see it make a new low below this candle here, right? So 241. Again, and I'm only giving it that much space because we only took half size. If we took a full size, then yeah, we would have been out already. Just slightly below the VWAP. You want that thing to take off immediately if you take a full size. But we knew our entry wasn't great. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, let's see. We're holding. All right, I'm gonna put the rest in. I think we might get the nice breakout here. That's the candle we wanted. I love that setup on the 5 minute and on the 1. We haven't fully engulfed yet, but let's see if we can get going. Now our stop is going to be right at the VWAP, right? We don't want to see it go below the VWAP. That's no good. That's true. Intel's big companies controlled by big funds usually don't give us a chance of a pullback. Yeah, when they get going, they just go. So they don't really give you like Tesla type trading, NVDA type trading, right? So if you look at Intel, it kind of gave you a pullback. But yeah, they trade, like if you look at the way other tickers trade, they're very different than like your NVIDIA, your Tesla. Yeah, they're very different. All right, NVIDIA, let's see if we can get towards that high of the day. It would be nice. Struggling here. Volume is dying down a little bit compared to the last couple of candles. But let's see if we can get going up here. Red Moon Rising is long Netflix ETF. What's the ETF for Netflix, by the way? Oh, you put it right there. NFXL. Nice. All right, let's see if we can get going. Tesla's struggling here. POTR, trying to do an engulfing on POTR. I see Andrew's watching that. Let's see here. POTR. Nice. Our quantum stocks are holding here. QBTS, doing some stuff. PLTR, Tesla, trying to hold here. The longer it takes you, the longer I don't like it, because that means we're just struggling to get going. So I might just bail out on this here, and we can always come back to it if it sets up. Let's see if it can hold. We're battling. Sellers and buyers are definitely going at it here, friends. We are definitely having a nice little battle here just above the VWAP. Tesla going to short, I bet. Yeah, it could. It looks like it's struggling to make a new high, right? And you just kind of got the up, and then you know, usually if this happens, you end up going down. So we're not getting the breakout that we want. But right now we're consolidating. It can really go either way, man. You just got to be ready to, you know, pull the trigger depending on where it goes. But it can really go in any direction. What will help us here if the SPY moves a little bit higher. You know, come on, SPY, help us out. Give us a little break here. But this setup happens a lot, and I take this setup a lot, man. So out of the 5 minute ORB that I'm usually looking for, Usually these VWAP breakouts are really, really nice. I like to wait for the confirmation candle to pierce through the VWAP. And for those who are joining us, this is the VWAP here. I like to see the confirmation candle pierce through that, kind of get this, situation where, okay, yes, we are going to hold the VWAP. We're looking green, and then hopefully we can get the breakout. But again, the resistance here is struggling big time to get Tesla going. So we'll have to see how it goes. Let's see here. Waiting for Tesla short below the VWAP. Yeah, the same way I went long above the VWAP. You want to go short below the VWAP, right? You don't want to go against it. You want to see it break down below it if it's going to happen. All right, so we're getting stopped out here, friends. Oh, hold on. Are we going below? Yes, we are. Okay, we'll get stopped out of the trade here. I don't want to stay in this one in case it does go lower. So we'll see if it comes back up. We'll jump back in it. But right now, man, it's just struggling. And even short here, going short, be careful, Ben. I don't know if this is a straight short right now. I think we need to wait for the SPY to kind of decide what it wants to do. Yeah, so I'm looking at the SPY right now. See, the SPY is moving higher. And I think Tesla is just going to move with whatever the SPY is doing, like if I look at it now. So if the SPY starts breaking out, I'll jump back in on Tesla. But Matthew, yeah, comments on the SPY, you mentioned that earlier, is strong today, man. If you look at a lot of things are green. And I think Tesla is probably going to go higher. So we'll get back in if it starts moving. Man, here it is. I got out too early on Tesla, I think, because the SPY wants to move higher. And then you mentioned 30-minute candles, right? You're looking at the 30-minute, Matthew? Is that what you're doing? Let's take a look. Are you looking at the 30 minutes for that? Where's my 30-minute hotkey? I know I had when I seen it. Oh, maybe I don't have a 30-minute hotkey. I have 60 minutes. Yeah, so I don't have a 30-minute hotkey, man. Here we are. We're moving on a SPY. So... but yeah, I think it just seems strong, man. I mean, again, for the last couple of days, we've seen such weakness. The sellers got to be tired. Analysts are saying this is a correction, not really a bearish market where we're going to continue to sell down. Some people think this is healthy. There's so many different thoughts from different analysts out there that it's hard to describe, what is actually taking place, right? So. We're just going to enjoy the momentum, man. If your swing trading is tough, trying to find the dip, some people think the dip is in. Again, it could go so many different ways. So just be mindful of that. Brian, by the way, he did, if you guys have missed it, he did a great weekly recap. So definitely take a look at that. I saw it last night. It was really nice. He does it over the weekend. Take a look at that and kind of see what his thoughts are about some possible swing trade ideas and some of the things he's looking at, which I find really helpful to kind of set me up for the week. All right, let's run through our tickers here. If you guys are in something you want me to look at, let me know. QUBT, not doing much. QBTS, struggle at the market open, even before the market open here, selling down a lot. PLTR, not doing a whole lot there. Tesla still holding here, still holding. If we get a breakout here, I'm going to go back long on it, on Tesla. But we got to see a nice breakout, and I would love to see the SPY not selling down like it is right now. NVIDIA, oh man, look at NVIDIA. Wow. And is anybody trading NVIDIA? Oh man, NVIDIA. Look at this. This is beautiful. What a great short on NVIDIA. And now they're breaking the previous day close. Why are they doing so bad? They have all this tech stuff coming up this week. Why are they struggling like this? Anybody, if you know, put it out there. I'll look at it later after the live trading. But man, they're just getting destroyed right now. I'm reading NVIDIA and Amazon. Okay. Tesla's going lower. SPY is taking a big sell down. So if you're thinking Tesla short, this could be a good area. Let's see. It's been so choppy here. PLTR showing some weakness as well. I'm thinking AMD short, but I could hear I see Brian saying don't ever short a strong stock, and this is really strong today, so you got to be careful. On the 1 minute, it seems like it has a double top, but it's way too early for a double top, I think. NVIDIA red. NVIDIA is red. It's down 1.2 already, and it's going to just continue here, it looks like, as the market is selling off. So careful on your long positions right now. Like there's a nice sell-off happening here. So even if your stock is strong, it might just get pulled down with just the weight of the overall market, which is what we're seeing here, some of these tickers. So, if I look at it, the best one that's set up for a short is Tesla. So I'm going to go short Tesla here. You know what? We'll go full position on this thing. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the VWAP, right, we have room to at least the low of the day. If I look at other ones like NVIDIA, you're just going like there's no room here at all. It just keeps dropping. POTR, same thing. That could have been another good one, but I think the risk to reward was not ideal on that. And then some of these QBTS, they're just messy. I don't trust them. These lower price stock can really take off here on you, so be careful. And QUBT, you can't even short this one with Interactive Brokers, so we'll see. All right, so we're short Tesla, hoping that the SPY can sell some more. Right now, giving a little bit of a pullback. So let's see if Tesla can go lower. And AMD is still green, up 3.7. What a move on AMD. It's so funny how AMD is going up, NVIDIA is going down. Did they come up with something that's competitive against NVIDIA? Is that what's happening here? But obviously, clearly struggling here this morning. Got my stop. Very quick break on Tesla. Ben, market ready for a bounce again. Yeah, I hope not. I hope there's some more weakness here. SPY's giving a little bit of a bounce, but I hope there's a little bit more weakness and we take advantage of some of these uncertainties and head lower for a couple of reasons, right? Because I think that also stuff goes on sale. I like when the market drops and I can find stuff for cheap. As you guys know, I'm looking at American Airlines. I did mention this a couple of times. We didn't get below 10, but the minute this thing goes below 10, I'm a buyer, man. I'm a buyer in this thing. So I'm waiting to see that. Here's a good spot, but I think there's just some more weakness to come on this. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see some of that. If I look at BABA from Fairmount, let's look at BABA. What do you look at? Any Chinese tickers today? BABA this morning. Oh, look at BABA. Why do you do this to me, BABA? Why do you trade so well on a day like today where nobody's looking at you? So BABA's here, broke out of, and I got levels on it already. 142, nice area there. Went higher to 144.64. Man, that is nice. Who uses Project Agent 10 AI? I have no idea what that is, man. You're talking in tongue right now to me. Andrew's in chat, friends. He's going to join us a little bit later. Again, we had to make this change. I don't know all the details, but unfortunately we had to make this change, and he has to trade in the chat room, right? So if you want to join him, we do have a link available for you, which I can share with you right now. You can join him. I see he's in chat at the moment. He is trading TQQ. He's in on TQQ, so you could take advantage of that right now and see him trading live. I got Brian got his screen up, his book map, but again, we had to make this change. It's not permanent. But for now, we've got to do it this way. So Andrew will never trade on YouTube. No, like I said, it's not permanent, but we have to make this change temporarily. Andrew D. Well, yeah, I appreciate that, man. You know, it's different trading styles, right? I obviously trade very different than Brian and Andrew do, and everybody does. But like, if you look at how many moderators we have and how many different strategies, we all trade so different. There's some similarities between me and Lenny. Wow, what is going on with Baba? It is just taking off here. Man, oh man. What is this? What is going on? How about JD? Chinese tickers are just on fire right now. No tariffs for China. What's causing this pop up here? Panic got out. Tesla is running again. Oh, Tesla, yeah, it is running a little bit. I'm gonna give it room, man. We're gonna give it room here. I don't trust this move up. I think there should be some weakness here, but we'll wait. We'll wait and see if we can get any lower on this thing. So I see it coming back down here. If the spike can break higher, then we'll have to bail. But I think there's a lot of more weakness coming on Tesla, man. I was looking for a pot to high of the day here. We didn't get it. We struggled. I don't see why this thing will go higher after not doing it here. Like, this was the perfect time for it to go higher, and it failed. So I don't know. I'm feeling a little bearish on it. Spies trying to put in a double top here in the 1 minute. So hopefully we get some sell down there. But I think we can see some more weakness on Tesla, man. Yeah, we're gonna sit tight. Let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes here. POTR, QBTS, NVDA bounce back. Beautiful bounce back on NVIDIA. Very hard to take these V reversals, by the way. I mean, they're very difficult. So be careful on that. Classic 5-minute ORB break retest. This channel doesn't know what's going on. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Like the channel of the 5-minute ORB. I don't see it. On which ticker, by the way? You didn't mention the ticker. China stimulus. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because Baba doesn't move like that. Oh man, look at this move. Wow. Wow, this is beautiful here, guys. This is really, really taking off. So Baba is one of the best Chinese tickers. And you can see the nice pop up here, up 3%, 7 million shares traded. This is really, really nice. It is rocking. How about JD? JD is good. How about their EVs? XPEF? No, their EVs just are not getting it done. Lee? Nobody cares. Bob is the one. Bob is the one making it happen right now, guys. So you can see it there. It's funny, Felipe. So on China stimulus, they've been talking about this for a while, man. And Chinese, they love to pump up their economies and companies, but some days it just seems better than others. So I don't know what they said today that was different than what they were doing before. Like, cause they always mention stimulus all the time. So what made the difference today that this thing took off like this, right? It's got to be some specific details that maybe we're not seeing here. And no, this is not moving with the SPY, because the SPY is trying to move, but this is rocking. This is more than moving. This is taking off at the moment here. QBTS, trying to get above the VWAP here. This might actually go for a nice run here, QBTS, but I'm not gonna trade this stock. These lower price stocks for day trading are a little bit more difficult to trade than regular stocks. Perfect. All right, so I see Andrew's done trading, so he's gonna jump in at 10 a.m. guys. So 10 a.m. in a couple of minutes here, I'm gonna switch over to Andrew, and he'll be live with you guys to look at your comments, answer some questions. So stick around for that. If you haven't done so already, guys, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We really, really appreciate it. It does help out the channel a ton. But I'm looking forward to see what Andrew did. All right, very good. So he's showing his no. This guy, he is a beast. He is a beast. 83K. What the? Wow, this guy is an animal. He's an animal. Best trader I know. Holy cow. What a way to start the Monday. Oh, man. I'm here trying to make 500, 600 a day. 83. That is awesome. All right. So he'll be joining us in a second here. He should be coming in any minute. All right. Plan to boost. There's a new space, DJT. So what did he make? 83. Yeah, he is. He's the best at what he does, man. Brian, good morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm laughing because I look over at Andrew's screen. I'm like, wait, is that A3 with a couple of zeros behind it? What is going on?
How are you, bro? Do you have me?
Yeah, I have you, man. Good morning.
Yeah, yeah. Top of the morning to everybody.
Top of the morning to you guys.
Happy
Um,
Thanksgiving Day.
Make sure
Thanksgiving
to
Day.
send it to the chat
St.
room too,
Patrick's
please.
Day.
Oh yes, yes. All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna leave with Brian and Andrew. Nice trading, Andrew. And I'm gonna put the chat room on in a second here. We'll see you guys later.
Drinking my green tea.
All right, guys. So just saying hi to our friends in YouTube. I had a really good trading day. So I closed my day $83,000, but $55,000 of that was a swing trade that I had on TQQ. So I sold that and I switched my position back to VOO. Because I sold my VOO, I can actually share my screen about the positions that I have. So I sold my VOO and I bought TQQ. So I kind of when it really oversold, I switched to a leverage product, and now I sold all of that
See,
and I switched back to VOO. So honestly, this market is a little bit freaks me out. I don't want to have a big position of TQQ. Yeah, President
I'm
just keeps saying
just,
the T word. So please, Mr. President, don't say the T word. Um,
I'm
so
just,
day
I'm
trade,
just
I
short.
did one TQQ and short Tesla.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm just short NVDA right now on this rejection. I was long off the S3 earlier, and now I'm short on this 9 EMA rejection. And we're accelerating to the downside now. So I'm covering some of that right now.
All right,
Wow,
so
look at
market
that.
is dropping
TQQ is
now.
really dropping. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of my balancing TQQ position here. I'm all out of TQQ. So the market is really didn't have enough momentum to go up. At the open, I did a short on Tesla, 1 minute opening range breakdown by shorting TSLL. That was a really good trade. I made most of my money over there.
well, okay, I'm out of this short on Tesla, but I love the setup here. We were right at the 9 EMA, which is why I was watching it, and then this I was looking on Bookmap. You could kind of see a double top here, and then we just started to leak off. And I love this. You should call it my leak off strategy, my leaking strategy. Just love the way it just started to. This was a bit of a lower high, and then another lower high here, and then we just waterfall down there.
AMD is going back for half the day. Yeah, I got I really chickened out on AMD, but AMD was super strong on the daily chart. Is also really popping up through this range. I think it's gonna go through 106.61 today. AMD. It looks like it's really want to hold. There you go. That's what a pop on the AMD. Nice.
Yeah, that was on my like I said, that was on my swing trade video. That was I was watching PLTR and AMD. As I mentioned in that video on the weekend, I just liked the way it was holding up during this sell-off. I like to watch for these anomalies. You know, you've got the market selling off, everything's selling off, and something doesn't, or at least it holds up way better. It's always a good
Yeah.
indication that there's not aggressive selling in this case.
Yes,
Okay,
was
we're bouncing off of
super.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! Wow, that was a big rejection off the 9 EMA as well. Damn. We should have caught that one. See what the SPY does now. So you got out of your leverage trades, and now you're just back in the market. VOO. Market still seems to be selling off here a little bit.
Yeah, Q's
TQQ's
announced the
dropped.
VWAP.
Actually, Q's have lost the VWAP here.
Tesla. AMD was nice. AMD popped up. It doesn't have really enough momentum to break through, but it's slowly grinding up. Yeah, 5 minute is higher high, higher lows, but that's I was expecting a more easier breakthrough. Now there you go. So we're gonna go through 106. Intel, Vanya is just trading Intel all the time. Intel, yeah, Intel, nice, huh? These chips are doing pretty good. Intel, yeah, it's very similar pattern to AMD. Like, looks like some chip buying happening in the market. SOXL,
You're getting a bit of a bounce again. Look at that. NVIDIA came bouncing back. Yeah, AMD looks really quite interesting.
SPY bounced back from the VWAP. Qs are trying to come back above the VWAP. Definitely doesn't seem that the market wants to drop significantly, but
Mm.
so the sales, retail sales number were today that looked like a little bit
Yeah, I
worrisome for the market,
think
huh?
they were yeah, it was kind of mixed. There were some good aspects about it because they look at all sorts of different things. They take out, they look at the core number and and they do one without automobiles and fuel and yeah, they do about 5 or 6 iterations of the retail sales, dropping things out, including things.
Yeah, it seems that retail sales rose 0.21% in February, less than forecast, and January data was revised to a 1.2% decline, the biggest drop since July 2021. So that is a situation here.
Yeah.
Yeah, market definitely doesn't seem that it has much of a momentum to the upside. I'm actually
Yeah,
surprised with that brief rally at the open. Really, really surprised. What was that from?
SPY's still trying to hold the VWAP here. And we'll see what we're going to do. We may be just getting into a choppy part of the day here. See if anything exciting happens, but seem to be just finding a bit of a range right now, trading range.
So Tesla seems that doesn't want to go much lower. AMD
I
is
don't
super
know.
toppy. Looks like the party is over, at least for now.
Tesla, I think Tesla is going to go lower here, honestly. I think there's some orders. There's some orders down at 240.
Yeah, Intel is amazing. Like Intel was a really nice rally. This is crazy on Intel. It's a really serious, very nice opening range breakout, 1 minute breakout. How did you get it? Like, what was on? How was it in your scanner? Like, I didn't get it. Like, it's a beautiful move. It's gonna go through 26. Yeah, it is crazy. Neo CEO. Oh, Farhad. Yeah, that's a good one. Usually,
Yeah, that's sort of old news though. This whole new
see?
CEO thing. Do we have anything else coming up here? 10 o'clock, we had business inventories. Really not a big event that moves the markets. Much see if anything else is happening here. SPY is kind of creeping back up to high of day.
Zach, I don't. Yeah, I use level 2 sometimes for the signals to see if there is any signal. Like for example, on Intel, there's a really big ask at 25.99, 26. So it's very likely that it's going to break the 26. Sometimes I use it as an indicator, but you got to be really careful on that because these are not 100% as well. So you have to put it in the perspective on everything. Watch my recap of last week on Friday. So you're gonna see that. Like for example, right now we see huge ask at 25.99, 26, and they're gonna get filled. It's gonna go through the time and sells. There you go. See, boom. Sometimes, yeah, you can see that. The same visualization is through Bookmap. See, pop up toward 2604. Yeah, Intel is super strong today.
You know, they keep talking about maybe Intel's going to be for sale, but somebody's going to buy them.
Yeah, or break up into different sectors. I think that's also another.
Yeah.
Right, so it seems that the SPY is going back up. It seems that is going back up toward the high of the day. Qs look like it's going back up to the high of the day. SPY is at the break of high of the day. Beautiful. Beauty. But Intel was one of the best trades. I'm surprised that I didn't catch it. Vania was shouting all day about this. I just didn't see it.
Hmm.
I had a pretty good day, though, I have to say. Like, yeah, I think day trading was about 30,000, which is pretty good. The US dollar is a little bit weaker today. Yields are a little bit
Yeah,
lower.
yields are down a bit. So it's after 10. I know I know the business inventory stuff already came out. So again, doesn't really have much of an impact. You can always tell the ones that are going to have the impact. When you look at the SPY on Bookmap, you can see all the orders. They pull all the orders down and wait for the number. And you can see on Bookmap right now they didn't really pull any orders. But yeah, that Intel was a nice pop at the open, and then kind of consolidation off the VWAP. And another nice move up there. Yeah, Walmart's been
Walmart was hitting the scanner for the long. Now it's
yeah.
oh yeah, it's strong. Yeah, funny. Jim Cramer yesterday said, market is gonna go down, and now it's just repeating. Smart. Jim Cramer is funny.
Well, you just don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
the big event, of course, this week is going to be the FOMC. Not so much the outcome of that. I think nobody's expecting a rate cut. But they call it the dot plot. That's where the various Fed members kind of see where the rate cuts are going to be happening later in the year. And then, of course, we're going to get the conference with Powell at 2:30. I don't think he's going to say anything earth-shattering. He's been pretty good at sticking to a script.
All right, so let's see. Things that is also has settled down and below the VWAP. Yeah, it is very interesting what the market is planning to do. LT is asking a very good question. Can someone keep SPXL instead of a SPY for long-term investment? So the answer to that is absolutely not. And that was one of the big mistakes that I did. The biggest loss that I had was holding TNA for so long, because the nature of the leverage destroys SPXL and TQQ and TNA over the long term. Because if the market drops 20% or 30%, which is very possible every 5 years, these ETF products are getting destroyed. They drop, 90%. And if the market goes back up to 30%, these are won back into the purchasing price that you have, just because of the nature of the things. So, you ride the wave down 90%, and then if you go back up, you go up maybe like 30, 40% or half of the original value. It's just because of the nature of the leverage in it. 3 is very difficult. 2, I think it's good for long term. Like if you, instead of SPXL, go with SSO, I think you have a much better chance of not getting destroyed. Like 1.5 would be amazing. Like for example, there was a product of a SPY 1.5. I don't know why they discontinued that. 1.5 would have been amazing, or just go directly on margin of Interactive Brokers and just pay the interest on that. So like the example of that, go to IWM. Like for example, let me put the IWM here in my chart. IWM, like from 2020, so it's trading in the range from, like for example, I don't know, let's say after the pandemic, like from January 2021, it was 198, went up to 245, and then it was range bound, went up back to the half today, and now it's trading here. Now the same thing is TNA. If I show you TNA and see how TNA got destroyed. Let me bring TNA here.
It's because of these leveraged ETFs. It's because of what they refer to as rebalancing. So they every after every trading session they have to rebalance it. And so if it's particularly bad if an ETF is not or the underlying, obviously like IWM, isn't moving much, if it's just being really choppy, so you just stay continually just day after day just erodes the value of that ETF, even though the actual index isn't moving very much. So, you think of it
Part of
this
it
way:
is rebalancing. Part
yeah,
of it is
if an
rebalancing. Part of it is also
yeah,
sorry.
like
Part of it is also the mathematical number. Like for example, when you lose 70% from 10, you go down to 3. Let's say you lost 70%. But if you get 70% return on 3, then you won't go back to 10. You go back. How much would that be? Like with a 5. When you lose 50% of your money, you need 100% return to go back to break even. It's just because
yeah,
when you go
that
down, going back up, you start from a smaller number.
yeah, that was my example I was going to use. I mean, if you lose 50% of a value of a stock, then it has to increase 100%
But also
to get back
rebalancing,
to where
you're
it
right.
was.
Because rebalancing is also true, because at the end of the day, the fund manager rebalance them a little bit. They don't exactly perform even in the short term. They don't exactly perform. In a bull market, they actually go higher than 3%, but in the bear market, they go down lower than 3%. And if the market drops more than 30%, they're not going to go to zero. So the fund manager, because I was reading about it, that the fund manager keep it at the 90% of the asset. Like for example, if the SPY drops in one day more than 33%, the SPXL doesn't go to zero, because 33% times 3 has to be 100%. It doesn't go to zero. It holds the value of the fund at around 90%. But yeah, generally it's good for trading. Like I try to trade it for this small bounce on the market, and I did get on TQQ, but I got stuck on TNA. I haven't sold my TNA yet. I was hoping that to get a little bit of a rally, and then maybe I sell it with the, I don't know, $40,000-$50,000 loss. But we'll see how it goes. But generally, 3 is dangerous to mess around. All right, AMD is also rallying too. AMD broke. Nice.
Yeah, I'm just short some PLTR right now, just breaking down here. Wow, look at AMD go. I still think Tesla goes back to low of day. Big order here at 240, just covering some PLTR. Well, there goes Tesla now. All right. Okay, here we go. PLTR just covering some more here at 50, 186, 86.50. Is going to bounce maybe close to here because we're getting down to PDC again. Um, QBT to bounce off the 200. Three times. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by the 200. Just looking at the daily chart doesn't tell me much. It's been pretty choppy today. QUBT is just really choppy. Here we go. No, I didn't. I didn't short it at. I short it when we started to break down. It was just um, we came. We sort of. I was kind of keeping an eye on it. It was trading sideways for quite a while from about 10 o'clock, and then it kind of started. It did a bit of a drop, came back up, tested the VWAP again, and then rejected from it right away. I thought it's been trying to hold this yesterday's high. As soon as it started to break down through there, it looked like it was going to break down through there. I thought sellers were there. So I really didn't, I got it, didn't get it into it till about 87.20. Ooh, now we're really rocking here. This trade. Very nice. Just covered some more there at 86. We dropped through the previous day close. Yeah. Yeah, it was just again, it was kind of like so talk about these sort of waterfall patterns that you get a stock sort of trading, kind of double topping and then putting in a lower high, um, and then just starting to really, it's I'm just basically reading the price action. Price action's telling me that the buyers aren't there and the sellers are starting to take control. Wow, look at that Tesla. Unfortunately, I'm not in that trade, but it is still leaking off here. And we are at low of day. Same with NVIDIA. Wow. Back to see what we do here at the SPY. With the SPY, the Qs have lost the VWAP again. NVIDIA's at low of day. Wow. Here goes PLTR. Maybe we get to 85 on this move now. Yeah, I do actually. I do talk to the YouTubers. I talked to somebody was asking about PLTR, bounced off the 200. You took Tesla short. Nice. Giovanni, way to go. Yeah, there goes AMD. AMD is dropping a bit here. Finally, it's been following the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart, and it's just starting to sell off now here. So lost the 9. It's come down to the AMD's down at VWAP now, so I'd expect a bit of a bounce here. How does Intel look? We'll take a quick look in a minute here.
Hey Brian, just join you while Andrew comes back.
Let's take a boo.
What was that?
INTC.
INTC. I got it up here. This traded very well today. This was on fire, man.
Yeah, no, it has. It's still got some orders at to the upside. As far as looking at Bookmap here, we've got some orders at 26 and 27.
Mm-hmm.
So might have more upside here later in the day if as long as the kind of markets hold up. But if we really start to sell off here, while the Qs look like they're maybe going to go red again here. They just did a few minutes ago.
I want it to go lower and lower if we can. Let's see. Yeah, so right now I'm sure Tesla took a couple of parcels already, so let's see if we can get any lower here.
Nice.
Would be nice. But it played me earlier. It played around with me, man. It went long, stopped me out, and then the short's working out. So
there's AMD. AMD's right back to the VWAP now. So if you're short, I would kind of expect a bit of a bounce here. But if it can't hold here, there's probably it's definitely more downside. See what it's going to do here. An order has shown up at sort of just above 105. So maybe we're going to go down and tag that. I don't know. AMD has been pretty strong. It's trying to hold here.
Yeah.
Okay, bit of a bounce after this sell-off.
Are you in it, Brian?
No, but if I was looking at AMD right now, I don't know. I don't see a lot of good risk to reward on this. Although I think it's going to lose the VWAP here. Price is looking like it's going to. Yeah, Intel's again, everything's kind of we're into a bit of a selling mode here. We're trying to find a new level of value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, there you go. There's your AMD kind of drop below the VWAP now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, big order around 104.80 ish. Probably going to dip into that.
Uh, Question over on YouTube. How does Intel look for now? Let's see. Um, I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
It did
Yeah.
have some orders to the upside, but
Hard to tell. It's in a tough spot to take either long or short. It's so
yeah,
extended too. Yeah.
yeah, this is not a great time of day for big moves. Um, where's a good exit on Tesla? Man, this is an area S6. Let's take a look here and see if we can come up with some other levels here. Um,
Yeah, I could use that info because I was ready to take a partial now, but I'm gonna wait to hear your good exit.
I would say,
Let's see.
well, maybe, I mean, if we keep selling 233 um, is an area where we hit a low on, I guess that was Thursday, 232.60.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's a gap fill. I mean, I don't think we're going to fill a gap today unless we really aggressively sell
Oh,
off. But there's a gap fill here around 231.
yeah. See
So
that from a couple of days ago. All right. Let's see. It looks like it's going to head lower. Tesla here. Let's see if we could break the low of the day. Man, Tesla is struggling.
yeah,
It's funny. I just
it's
yeah.
it's off quite a bit. I mean, it's probably well outside its ATR, or it's but like I said, could ooh, the Qs have gone red. Wow, that was a significant little move on the Qs there.
Yeah. Spy still green, trying to hold.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just Tesla could be so tricky. I'm just gonna take another partial here
yeah.
because this stock, you just never know. It could be at the VWAP before you know it. It's just so wild. I got a Tesla level at T-Man over on YouTube says I got a Tesla level at 233.50. Yeah, uh, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. It's the volatility on Tesla and NVDA at times, especially when they sell off like this. I mean, we've seen it over and over again, especially at the time frame that we're getting into. They do these reversals. Tesla did this to me. Well, not to me because I joined the party, but was it last week, Friday? I think it was Friday last week. All right, I see Andrew's back here. But yeah, quickly look at last week, Friday, right? We had the same thing, these sell-offs, and then out of nowhere, this beautiful bounce back up above VWAP. So you just got to be careful. All right, I'm going to switch over back to Andrew. He's on.
Yeah. And look at AMD. AMD like does loves to do these things too. Drops below a level and then comes back up. Like it dropped below VWAP. Looked like it was going to continue lower. And of course, always always up to try to fool you. And we're getting some buying again.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, what is from the penny stocks? Which one are active? I know PTP, VTVT was the open. It was in the scanner. Let's see. Still VTVT. Yeah, VTVT is so difficult to trade. Horrible.
Yeah. There's one called
VTVT.
Ant. ANTE has been popping up a bit here. Another one, NWTG. That's only, I think that's a fairly new stock.
All right. So
All right.
Tesla dropped down below the low of the day.
Yeah. See what AMD does here. It's kind of in no man's land right now. No setup there. What is Apple doing? Apple, a few people traded Apple today, but it's just really a chop fest right now. PLTR. Has still got a few shares short on PLTR, but I'm not really sure what I'm waiting for here. It looks like it's found a bottom. Probably just cut the rest of that. Yeah, that was a nice little short on PLTR. Tesla does have some big orders at 236, 235. We still haven't gone down and filled yet, so maybe there's more downside there on PLT or on Tesla. Right.
Bill, what did you trade? You shorted Tesla, yes? At the open?
Shorted, yeah. I shorted Tesla with you. Um, yeah, the last trade I did was a PLTR short, just right around 1020.
Yeah, PLTR was. I was actually thinking PLTR is going to go break through 89, but
Yeah, no, it got a nice drop on that one. It's trying to go back or green on the day.
User holding the previous day close. SPY really held the VWAP.
Yeah.
We
The
might get
Qs
a
went
rally.
down and went red on the day. And then they came back up again. So a lot of indecision in the market.
This week, what is trading? Mike, MU, Neo, Nike.
Yeah, I've got really not a lot in terms of earnings except Thursday. Like you said, we've got Nike, FedEx, MU, Lennar, Home Builder. You do have a lot of home building data coming out. It's a good place to short Tesla here.
Wow, Affirm is
Right
dropping
at
really
the
bad.
might be doing a 920. Yeah, your stop would be getting back up to 240.
Thursday is a big day. Why Thursday is a big day, Carlos?
Just because of earnings after the close.
Thursday we
Tesla,
have.
Tesla.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Micron like FedEx.
a firm had a was on the, I didn't look at it, but I saw it on there was news there. They were, wow. Oh my God. Just looking at the daily chart of a firm. That is really ugly. It's lost
Although
like half its value in a month. Went from like
similar
80, almost $5 to 44.
similar to Tesla. Tesla also from 500 to 239. Yeah, these are very high
I
beta
think
stocks. So
there was some news about it. They lost, I guess they do some buy now, pay later stuff with some big company, and I think somebody else got that contract.
nice, Sean. Walmart was hitting the scanner. It was strong today at the open. Oh yeah, still strong.
Okay, Tesla's coming back up. That 920 trade wouldn't have worked. Wasn't a really clean 920 anyway, because Tesla's been so choppy. You like a nice for a 920 setup, you like a nice ascent down or move up. Just steady. This has been really choppy. Still might reject here. All right, Carlos. Carlos did his Tesla trade.
Yeah, I jumped out of when it was pushing back up. I didn't want to push the limit here, and it didn't have
Yeah,
enough to make sense to hold there anymore.
no.
Carlos, were you swinging QBTS? That's ballsy.
QU BTS, yeah, but I mean I bought it like at $5.90. It's just about $2,000. But man, it was up 40% on Friday, so we made made 1,400 on it. That's not bad for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Awesome.
So you buy the deep, huh?
Yeah, I still have like half of it here, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you got this quantum computing event that's happening all week, put on by NVDA. So I'm not sure what's going to come out of it. There's a lot of obviously a lot of companies there. Jensen Wong, I think, is going to be a keynote speaker on Tuesday. Which is kind of funny. He kind of came out and he did kind of trash quantum computing, saying it wasn't going to be relevant for another 20 years, did he say, or 25 years or something like that, 10 years. Oh, was it Walmart? Okay, thanks very much. Thanks very much, Minx. Phoenix. Yeah, I thought it wasn't just a small company. I remembered it was kind of a big company that a firm maybe lost that contract with. See, Tesla's kind of waterfalling again here. Kind of. Here we go. Looks like it wants to drop again. Yeah, I'll take a bit of a short here. Why not?
Right. So Eric, you shorted Tesla, huh? Nice.
There we go. Just going to cover some here. Another nice little move on Tesla. Here's that pattern again, that waterfall pattern.
Tesla was a nice short at the open. I'm glad that I got this short on TSLL.
Let's cover some more.
Bill, how did you short Tesla through the break of that? Yeah, very nice. Wow, very nice. The explanation, Phil. Yeah, Phil is a really good options trader, and if you guys want to learn how Phil is trading, he's I think has Tuesdays at 11. He's going through the options trading mentorship sessions in YouTube. That was on Tuesdays, yes, Phil?
Yeah. Yeah, it was and Klama is a private company. Apparently, it's not listed.
Yeah, Simon, the problem with Tesla short today was the market really rallied at the open. So as you see, when you see the SPY and TQs, they were really, really open very strong for about almost 10 minutes. So Tesla was a very nice short for 1 minute of range breakout, but the bounce was because the whole market was strong. So, and I don't know why the market was really that strong, to be honest with you. Maybe because they just want to do whatever that Jim Cramer said the opposite of that. But it looks like the market has lost the momentum now. If the market wasn't as strong at the open, Tesla would have gone down like to 237.
Okay, here we go. I'm just going to cover some more of this Tesla short. I am doing it with options, so I'm trading the 240 puts.
TSLQ, yeah, I don't. TSLQ is the short of Tesla. Yes, yeah, I should have. I could trade that. Right now, TSLL, there is no shares available to short. At the open, it was. So in that case, you can go long TSLQ. Has a good volume as well.
Yeah, maybe I see. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny.
So
It's
it's
funny how he
very
kind of
interesting.
flipped his position there on that. Okay, here we go with Tesla. I'm just going to sell some more of these calls, 975, or puts, I should say.
Yeah, so Tesla is
Ooh,
gonna
here we
break the
go.
low.
Here we go. We're going to get $10 here. Yes.
Yeah,
All
Tesla.
right. Oh,
Tesla
that's
is gonna go
beautiful.
down.
Nice.
230 to 64 could be
Nice.
something.
Here you go, man. That's how we do it.
Nice.
Play the guitar on your MTV. Thanks, Sid.
Right, Q's went red.
All
SPY
right,
is
I'm out.
still.
I'm out of this trade, so I think we might have more downside, though. The Qs are really starting to are testing this market low here. SPY is back to Friday's high, where it's held a couple times.
What did Sean trade? Sean is trading SPX, huh?
Yeah, and I did an SPX trade as well
Sean, you
earlier
traded
in the.
SPX long.
It did.
That's the
You
trade that
do an
Sean did.
options trade.
Chat room.
Yeah, it's an options trade.
Nice. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. This is 560. 506 calls, like beautiful from 16 to 22. Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, they can move a lot. They're crazy.
And they are 0 day to expiry. So
Yeah, they're all zero DT. Well, you don't have to trade them zero DTE, but there's a chain that expires at the end of every day.
moly. Tesla, I mean, the next trade on Tesla for me, if it gets to 232, which is the 2 days ago low, it might be a good reversal on that. But that requires to another like 4 or 5% drop, maybe, or maybe less.
Yeah, we were talking about that. 232 is an area where it kind of looks like it could go to. Here we go. It's losing some more here. Oh, nice, Sid. Awesome. All right. Just short the SPX again.
Yeah, NVDA is losing it, eh? NVDA, SMCI was also. I thought the SMCI is going to go. I'm glad actually I took a small size in SMCI. SMCI lost it really bad.
I like your
Don't
small
get the.
sizes, 10,000 shares.
Well, 10,000 shares is not that bad on SMCI, is it? I had like 30,000 shares of TQQ.
Oh, is it going
GTI.
IPO soon? That Kalama?
Apple at S4 might be a reversal. If Apple gets to S4, we
Hmm.
are having at S4 210.88 because that could be a reversal. Qs don't want to go red much.
Mm,
Yeah, what time is it? 11.
yeah, it's
It's another
11.
pretty good
So,
day. Pretty
yeah,
decent day for me.
yeah, I had a good day too.
Hopefully the market slowly recovers. Tomorrow, President wants to talk to Putin. Maybe they get to a ceasefire. I think that would be a good news for the market. And the president, if doesn't say the T word, hopefully the market is going to go up again.
Yeah, April 2nd or something is another date. Seems to be a date that some of these tariffs are supposed to go in place. So we've got a couple of weeks before that.
We don't say tariff. It's
But
a
I
T
think
word. It's
the T word,
that
okay, the word that
that
cannot,
sentence is
the word that can't
that
be
word
said.
is not good for 401k.
Yeah. All
Or
right. So
401k.
yeah, Tesla's still looking. Look at Tesla, still looking weak here. All right, guys.
Yeah,
I'm going to grab some breakfast.
I'm gonna go take a
So
shower, sober up, and see what should I do with my life. All right, guys, thank you so much. We're handing it over to Thor in the chat room and
yeah,
Paris and Abby, I think, to YouTube. All the best, guys. See you. Oh,
yeah.
and guys,
Cheers,
Vancouver, guys.
everybody.
Again, I want to remember the guys less than 2 weeks in Vancouver. The VIP people, guys, I'm gonna send you an email for the invitations for the extra thing that we plan together. So Friday on 28th, we might actually come here when I'm trading in my apartment. We have breakfast here, and then we have all day Friday activity together, the VIP folks, and everyone else who's coming after the event. So again, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after the event, we might go to Whistler. I'm not 100% sure if I go, but a lot of people are going. So the Whistler, and yeah, looking forward to see you guys. Less than 2 weeks. I'm super excited and really looking forward to see over 200 members. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate
Yeah,
that. I know a lot of you have already been to Vancouver from last year, but first of all, last Vancouver is super beautiful. Now, do you see the snow in the mountains right now? The city is warm, but do you see the mountains, the snow up there? It's super, super nice. Vancouver is actually really, really nice at this time. And yeah, I'm looking forward, guys.
hmm
Talk to you
yeah.
soon, Brian.
Looking
Cheers.
forward to seeing everyone. Cheers. Yeah. Have a good one. Give us a like, please, on YouTube. Always helps out. If you've had a good morning or if you've just been watching, let's give us a thumbs up. Thanks, everyone.
All right, guys, we have Paris and Avid. Give me 1 second. Let me disconnect from chat. Thor's going to be on in the chat room. Then we're going to continue here on YouTube with our good buddies. Let me just get you guys in here. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Very good, Carlos. How you doing? Hey, Paris.
Good, man. Doing good. Doing
Hey,
good now.
Carlos.
Tesla sold off.
Hey,
Doing good.
Ali.
Here we go. All right, I got you guys. Perfect. Got your screen. All right, good. All right, guys.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing? How did you do today, Paris? Having fun yet?
I am not having that fun. I traded Tesla but I traded on the long side. So did not capture that real move that I was looking for. How about you? How was
Right. Yeah, I'm all right. I had one trade early in the day, right at the first minute, and that's it, done for the day. So quite satisfied. Can't complain. Had this SPY trade. Ooh, and hey, YouTube guys, I got a little trick for you today. If you like magic tricks. Let's see if this works. I did what Carlos asked me to do. I downloaded this fancy pen thing. So let's see if this works. How to use it? There we go. Oh, look at that. You see that? There's an arrow on the screen. That's pretty cool.
We don't see it. Are you
Anyways,
doing it on the
is
chart?
it working? I am putting it on the chart. Well, I'm sharing a window. What is this? Hold
Oh,
on a second.
okay. So if you're
I'm sharing
sharing
a window, not
a
a
window, it's
screen.
not gonna catch it. You gotta share your entire screen, and then
Yeah, yeah.
we could do is we could resize it. Like if you share your screen, I can resize it to show just the chart, and then it'll pick it up. So we could do it tomorrow.
Okay. I will work around
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right, cool. Anyway, sorry guys, that party trick's not
The
working.
magic show has been postponed to tomorrow. We'll be here with the leather jackets.
Ah, shit. Okay.
I wanna know what magic show was it? What
Oh,
was
it's a
that?
lot of magic, lot of magic. It'll come. Gosh, okay, let me get this thing off the screen. I don't even know how to, everything's confusing right now. Um, gosh. Hey, how do you turn off this Epic Pen stuff? It's all over my chart now.
Then you click the arrow,
The
and it goes back to your
arrow.
cursor, and the garbage
Yeah.
can deletes everything off your screen.
Okay, garbage can. Okay, I got the cursor, but the cursor is all weird. Oh man. I just downloaded this like an hour ago. I haven't figured it out yet. But anyways, let me oh crap. Bryce, you want to go through your trades first or so before so I can take a minute and figure out what the hell I'm doing with this.
Yeah, sure. Let
This
me.
is this garbage can is not working for me.
Well, Abby brings up his screen. Abby, just try to just close it. Like go to the bottom and close it.
Yeah.
And when you
Shut this
restart
thing
your
down.
machine, it should be better.
It won't close. Okay. Huh. Oh, okay, got it. Thank you. Boy, this is I should know this stuff, but this is like I don't know, man. Not familiar. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. Here we go. So, today what I found was the SPY was well, consolidating. Did a breakout in the pre-market, and I was looking for the retest of the breakout. Sure enough, they did that at the open, right about the six was it 562.50 area. We caught the long right there and straight to the top. You can see on the 1 minute chart, that's what it is. Right there in the first or second minute, I was getting involved and went straight to the next level about 556. And looking at the options, this is what it was. These out of the money SPY calls today, 0 DTE. So adding in, taking partials, adding more, and wrote it almost all the way to the top. And I was at one and done and satisfied for the day. And it's nice when you get done early, you can kind of take it slow and not get too messed up with other stuff. So that was it so far. And I've seen a lot of other good opportunities though outside of this. Just I'm done. Just one is enough. So
Yeah,
that's
very
all.
nice trade, Avi. Very nice.
Yeah,
It's
thanks. This
always
is
good when you are like uh one and done on the day.
yeah. Save the energy for another day. Come back tomorrow and do
Yeah.
it again. More of it. That's it. Yeah. So fun. AMD was a very similar setup. I didn't take it. Apple was a similar setup. Breakout retest. I didn't take those. The SPY was it was all the same setup, really, almost. The SPY is the one I like to look at. It has the 0 DTE options and more volatility basically. And so got into that. And that was fun. Well, a lot of guys got into AMD, Tesla, Apple, all kinds of stuff today. Even Microsoft was good actually later on. But that's that. What about you, Paris? You still in the Tesla trying to go long at this point?
No. Stopped out. So let me see if I can share my screen and share.
Yeah, that's really weak. Wow.
I
Sid
think,
says that Paris, your heart looks broken.
man, yes, I am heartbroken because Tesla didn't move up, and I had some option position as well for a swing to the upside, but I got stopped out on those as well. So overall, today, 240 and 235 were my important areas. 235 is actually bounced from there. But let me showcase on what my thesis was. 240, and today is one of those days where I did not even trade like the kind of a trader I am. I completely traded opposite to what the trader I am. I'm a trader who trades breakouts and trades the trend, but today was one of those days where I completely traded opposite, uh, and uh, and I think the root cause behind is that I'm very emotional with Tesla because Tesla I'm holding on my big long-term portfolio, had my call position on the long side, uh, and I genuinely wanted it to go up, and that's becomes very difficult for as a day trader because as a day trader, Tesla wasn't a long in any manner today, and Tesla was a short. But just because you have a bias on a long term as well as on a a little shorter long term like a call position with swing long term kind of a position, I was everywhere long biased because of the strength that overall Tesla had shown. Even today, I wanted to long Tesla. But one of the looking back, of course, you always make mistakes, and all you're trying to do is learn from what you're doing. First of all, yesterday when I was uh, reviewing my in the weekly review session, what I was talking about was, let me bring up the Epic Pen. I was confident that the stock would actually gap up right here and it would catch up on the trend. And yeah, the way I was trying to look for it was I had call positions from 240 and I was looking at 235 and 240 because it already uh, let me where is my Epic Pen? I don't know where my Epic Pen is. Oh yeah, it's right here. So now if you look at it, it was Tesla bounced from 220 at this area and was trending on the higher side, bounced from 230, 235 right here, consolidated right here, and now it was holding above 248, 250. Now, one thing that I was very much interested in was that hope it gaps up to 250 and actually go to 260. That would have been a really, really nice uh, continued trend on the upside. But when it was gapped down, my first question should be it is gapped down and now it has broken the short-term trend. And on a bigger picture time frame too, it is looking at a pullback. So this is a big picture pullback. Right here, it sold off. This is a pullback, and now it should continue on this is like a big term, short-term pattern. So that should have been, so my indication should have been short, but I was more long biased, and that's difficult in terms of trading because when emotions get into it, you tend to bypass the things that are seeing right now. I was seeing Tesla was weak. I was seeing tape was weak, but I was still so biased on the long side. I wanted to use that bias on the long side and use the tape. The second I saw a little bit of strength, I was going long in it. So of course, I had a level at 240 right here. At this point, it started showcasing interest. I went long at 240 for a reversal back to the break of high of the day. I cut my size and then got back in again for the scale out on my position to the long side. So this was a good bounce from 240, scaled out, and when it came back above the VWAP, held the VWAP, I went long at 242 again, 242 area long again, scaled out to 244.50, came back. I was thinking about going long, adding more again, but I couldn't add more. But I was looking for 245 break, the break of high of the day, which was a 245 open. At the pullback, I added more heavy and then was looking for a break of high of 246.50. Like this was the area that I was looking at where it should reject. but it never went to that area and I got stopped out break even. So that was like a very good trade, captured a $5 move on Tesla. Turned out really nice overall, but this is where I made mistake. A mistake was a stock did not hold the VWAP, claimed went below the VWAP, showcased the weakness. I was still trying to make it work on the long side. And this is where I went long every single time. If you see here, these are like $1, $1.50 pop. And every single pop was being sold off. And even though I was not losing money, but I was like these are the trades that like I was risking 50 cents. So if in this case 50 cents, in this case break even, in this case 50 cents. And just because I'm taking reversals, I'm not that aggressive size on it. But these trades, these small cuts, they tend to add up. And same with this, like here, when it claimed the 239 again at this area, is like, okay, now maybe it claims up and then goes long, but no indication. The trend is continues to be on the downside. There was no reason for me to get back in and go for a long. I'm taking small cuts, but they tend to add up. Like even this small cuts, like 30-40 cents loss, 30-40 cents loss, or I think this is a $1 loss, but it's it tends to add up, and that's the whole point. So I did not lose money and I'm not down on the day either, but it is it is like the questioning yourself on the fact that there was no reason to take those trades overall. The signals were very weak, and my bias on the long term position uh, tend to take over on my short term position, which usually not be the case. And ideally, people who shorted it, I think Brian, great example of he was like shorting at the like Andrew shorted at the open, then Brian took a trade at the below the VWAP right here. These are like really nice moves. Like stock is giving you a really nice move on the short side, and you can capture it if you are unbiased on it. And if you're biased on it, there is no reason to take any trade on these areas that I took, which was because only if it comes back above the VWAP, that's when if I'm biased on it, I would want to take above the VWAP, or maybe at least if I'm going to take a reversal, I want to take at 235. So these two levels were I was interested in 240 and 235 at these points. But yeah, so not a bad day overall, but a learning for me to always not get uh, that biased enough to not able to see the immediate price action that stock is showcasing me. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. You managed to catch that one little piece of bullish activity. You actually totally nailed that from the bottom to the top. So that was a good piece. But yeah, interesting how your bigger perspective, if it doesn't align with the current price action, then yeah, it can get confusing. Definitely see that. Fair enough.
Hey Scott, I was hard to understand. I thought I was very simple. I tried to make it very simple.
Come on, guys, it's not complicated. Oh man. You look at this in the chat. Osper, you want Microsoft levels. You're shorting it now. Well, my levels at the moment where it is 387.58 and the level down is 385.32. About $2.20 range. Up and down on the chart. There you go. AB, you want to know how many, can you please share how many shares you did on SPY? AB, I'm not doing shares, I'm doing contracts, options contracts. And today it was, yeah, it was 300 contracts by the time I was fully scaled in. Started with 50 and just kept scaling in with tightening the stop in the first minute or 2 minutes. And yeah, at its peak, it was at 300 contracts. Titan says it's starting to make sense. You're funny. Everything makes sense, guys. It's all good. Cool. Yeah. So it's been an interesting day. If you guys see, I see my screen here on Microsoft. This was a very interesting piece of action I saw today. it's been bearish previously, and then what happened last week, it was just in this massive consolidation zone where I've got this triangle. You can see this dark shaded triangle at the bottom of the chart. And on Friday, you can see where it broke out of 385, right? Right in the middle of Friday. And then today in the pre-market, it just went down and retested 385 and straight up to the top. So that was an interesting piece of action. Last week would have been really difficult to trade Microsoft anywhere, just in a choppy zone. But today, I remember analyzing this in the morning before the open, thinking this could be a good retest. Sure enough, it was a very nice move, 385. At the open, you would have been able to catch around 388 or so, and up to 390, you get $3 out of that. So yeah, that even on the SPY, if you look at it, this is something I was looking at over the, what was it, on Friday even?
Hey, Avi, I'll be right back. Just give me one second.
Yeah, go ahead. You can see how the SPY was bearish until last week. I think what 3-4 days of last week, it was consolidating just in the zone. You can see this shaded rectangle here at the bottom of the chart. So that's interesting. It's just basically chopping, right? You don't really want to trade choppy stuff. But today, in the pre-market, it actually broke out. And sure enough, set up for a very bullish move. So just zooming out further, you're getting an even bigger perspective, which was has been very, very interesting. So we had Microsoft, we had SPY. There was even AMD. I was talking with my mentees about this stuff earlier today before the market opened. On the 30-minute chart, you can see where it's been choppy basically for, what, 3 weeks or whatever it is. Look at that. Big mess. You can see the shaded area. If you zoom out further, it was bearish. It came from up to down, and then it got choppy in the shaded area. And the breakout happened overnight, last night. Broke through, up through 102, and set up for the bullish move today. I mean, you can plan these trades. That's how I'm trading, basically. I'm looking at the 30-minute chart and looking at bigger perspective activity, and then trying to fix or fixate on the patterns happening within the activity. On AMD here, it's just a breakout. Microsoft is a retest of the breakout. The SPY was a retest of the breakout. All the same stuff. Tesla went short, and I was looking at Tesla before the market opened, and it looked to me it was going to be a mess. So I didn't spot a pattern on that, but sure enough, if you were shorting it, you had a good time with it. And Paris even caught the long on that in the middle, or the pullback, the pull up. So lots of ways to trade, but that's what I call a fractal pattern. When I'm looking at a bigger perspective, and then I'm trying to nail in a smaller perspective for the entry, basically a pattern within a pattern, and time is the dimension I'm working with. And that'll be a lot of what is in the webinar on Thursday this week in Trading Terminal, 12:30 Eastern. So make sure you come and join, guys. We'll be going through these details. Today was a near perfect example of it, and there's plenty of other examples today that I didn't even trade, but they're all happening on the charts. So a whole lot of fun, guys. And also in Vancouver, I'll be going into even more detail about these patterns and how you can spot them and then leverage options to use them. So if you're curious about this, this is where we can really get into the details and have some fun with it. A whole lot of fun. Just Sid, what are you talking? He's saying it's hard to understand Pars because he's dealing with a cheating girlfriend, Tesla. Yeah, I played with his girlfriend on Friday. You guys know about that, right? So yeah, it got messy. It got messy. Tesla. JC, I have to figure that out. I believe it will be. It will be. But then, the webinar is where there's a lot of opportunity to interact together, ask questions and stuff. I always leave a lot of time for that. And that's where I think the real big value is. I mean, I can present this stuff in 20, 30 minutes, no big deal. I'll be a bit slower than that, of course, but then the fun happens when we really get into all kinds of discussions during the webinar and usually towards the end. So come and show up and we'll have some fun with it. That's why it's always good to show up at these webinars live. I used to watch recordings as well, but I realized like just being there live, being able to interact with the presenter was always amazing. So I always show up live when I'm watching a webinar as much as I can. SK, yeah, you can just email me, avi@bearbultraders.com, or send me a message on X, whatever's easy for you. And yeah, we can get into that. No problem at all. Cool. What else is good here? Somebody here was shorting Microsoft, was it? Did you get that short? Osprey, I think. Yeah, Microsoft's interesting. I always have an eye on Microsoft, but not for me today. So we had Microsoft, we had Apple, which did go long. And if you were able to catch that, it was pretty fast at the open. And yeah, I couldn't pick anything on Tesla, NVIDIA, Meta, Google, Amazon, which was a very nice short. But I couldn't pick anything on that. No patterns. Nothing that I like to see, at least. Logan, when DOS starts getting laggy and choppy, well, restart DOS, check your internet connection, make sure you're fully wired in. Check your updates on DOS. You may need to update it. DOS puts out these updates every once in a while. Ideally, you don't want to do those updates during a trading day. Do it on the weekend or when the market's closed, and so you get familiar with any new bugs or anything like that. So that's what I do. Sometimes you even call up DOS and ask them what's going on. Their customer support is pretty good, just online on their website. You can chat with them. And they're very good, very responsive. I feel like I used to call them all the time in my early years in trading. I lost money. Can you reset the account? Can you unblock it? Can you, silly stuff you should not be doing. But they are responsive. So there you go. What else is here? We got the SPY. The SPY is interesting. I've had an eye on this. I mean, the pattern is really fun. You can see here, even where you have the shaded area on the chart, I just put that based on a general zone of chop or consolidation. Right now, you can see it's broke out and it's retesting that zone right now. It has been, let's have a look. It has been retesting, not right now, in the last 15 minutes or so. 563.5. So all bullish on the SPY. There's nothing telling me this will be short. So that's the way I'm seeing this. Lan, you want to know why Tesla was no good to my eyes? Okay, sure. Let's take a look. Let's go into the 30-minute, which is what I look at. And so I put on these Avinacci levels earlier today before the market opened. And zoom out a little, and all I see is really it's just chop. So for the last 3 days or so, it's just kind of in a zone, right? It's just consolidation up and down all the way. And so I don't know what to do with this. You can trade up to down or down to up on the range, but I typically don't like trading ranges. I'd rather wait for breakouts and retests and such things and really get into a trending kind of market environment. So if you're trading ranges, yeah, you would have seen at the top around this 250 zone. It's been rejecting throughout the pre-market. You're thinking it's super weak. So as soon as it breaks through the next Avinacci level, which is 246, you may be able to get it. Oh no, even that did in the pre-market. The next level down would be 244. So if you're able to catch the short breakout and retest of 244, you're straight down to the 235 area, which is the low of a couple of days ago. You can see massive support down there. That's where it's bouncing off right now. So if you're looking at reversals, maybe now is the time. But for me, I just saw chop on a 30-minute chart, so that hurts my eyes. And if it hurts my eyes, I don't want to look at it. Simple enough. So I don't look at it. Look at the SPY. It was much prettier to look at. So I looked at the SPY and I traded that. So that's it. That was just the process of elimination this morning. But hey, it would have been a good short if you catch it. Even long, of course, you can catch anything, really. T-Man 101. How do I get these levels? My God. You know what? I need to just take a walk for 30 minutes. I'll be right back. Guys, just hold on. You're here all the time and you're asking. Just because someone else will ask, you asked. I don't know what to tell you because if I make a video about this, it'll be about 30-second video. If I write a book on it, it's more like a flashcard than a book because there's nothing to talk about. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think it's like anybody ask you, just send them the link. And
yeah. Might as well. It's worth my time to make a 30-second video. I'll put it on TikTok. How's that for you guys? Huh? Little TikTok video on Avinacci levels. Does that make sense for you? It's a short little snippet or whatever. Oh man, you guys.
guys, I'm taking one more long on Tesla. Have
a look. Yeah, Tesla right at that zone. Here, I'm going to draw levels for you guys now while Paris is taking the long here in Tesla. I'll put the levels on so we're all looking at the same thing. So I'm measuring the 8 a.m. candle at on the 30-minute chart and just drawing lines further up and down on the chart at the same distance. That's all there is. I'm just abusing this Fibonacci tool to make it easier, but don't need to do that. Sure enough, yeah, it's bouncing right down there. Low of 2 days ago, 235, big round number. Ooh, nice double bottom. I see it. Looks good there.
Yeah, but the sellers again taking over. Unless and until it pops up above 237, my conviction isn't that great.
So you would load the boat above 237, right? Is that the
I'm not
thinking?
gonna load the boat for sure. Uh, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, now again that sellers took over again.
Fair enough. D, she want an Avinachi t-shirt. All right, yeah, we're gonna put some merchandise out in the BBT store. Avinachi t-shirt for you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm getting out, guys. Not a
Mhm.
great shot. Yeah, I'm trying to go against the trend all the time. So
Mm. Yeah. Well, let's see. It could reverse. I mean, if it's gonna reverse today, this is the best place for it.
yeah, that was the best place for it, but the sellers are again to keep taking over. Yeah, now it's popping up that uh,
Mm. Yes, Dean, please don't say it. Thank you very much. Dean, you're always there. Love it.
yeah, it literally stopped me out and now it's popping up. If it holds here, I might get back in.
Mhm. Mhm. Nice. Apple was surprising for me today. It just tanked and messed around at the open. It's quite bullish, really, and then just tanked. Amazing.
Sold off really bad
Yeah,
overall.
it really did. That was a surprise, at least for me. Hmm. Lana, what do I think about Microsoft now? Let's have a look. Where is it? What's it doing? Microsoft, well, it's got a lot of bearish activity on it. It was bullish earlier. Let me think. It's on its way down at the moment. I think the level down there is 385.35. That's the measured move area I've got. That's the bottom of the 8 a.m. candle. If you're in the short, I think that's as far as it's gonna go. And if it drops in below that, that means that this whole big breakout that began on Friday is effectively now a false breakout and is likely to stay below 385 for probably this week. So for now, yeah, it's all bearish. I don't see an entry. I don't have a strategy to trade it in this area the way it's behaving. There you go. Could have shorted it maybe 10 minutes ago. 387.60 was the area. But again, even there, I don't really see a clean, simple pattern to look at. It's all a bit messy. I would have gone long earlier if I was still trading. I was one and done already. So, yeah, but good activity. Yeah, you're welcome. Matthew, no, you're not helping.
Okay, Tesla now seems like it's gonna break the low of the day.
Look at that. Yeah. Whoa, everything's going down at the moment very fast. The SPY just dumped again. That's interesting. Anyone in these shorts? You got Apple. That looks like the biggest short out there. Got Google as well. Super short. We just discussed Microsoft. Got Tesla as well, continuing its move down. New
Wow.
low now. Yeah, that's a new
Apple
low.
was a very nice drop. 210. Went
Yeah.
below 210 now.
Apple's a whole lot of fun. Here you go, guys. Since you've got my chart up on the screen, I'll draw you the levels. I'd rather just demonstrate it than talk about it. How about that? See the 8 a.m. candle? There it is. So I'm just going to draw levels based on the high and low of the 8 a.m. candle. I'm just using this Fibonacci tool, which I've repurposed. Oh gosh, what happened there? There it is. Just about there. That's approximately where it needs to be. Move the lines down so it's in the right place. That's it. Got levels. So 210.1 is the level I've got. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, smacked into 210. There's probably a lot of liquidity down there. If you guys are looking at the level 2. And let's see what happens next. Key Chong, would I go live or not live, long on NVDA? Let's have a look. I haven't looked at NVIDIA all day today. Well, wow, it looks weak. Let's see. Let's get some levels again. Put it all in the right place. We need them down here someplace. Is that the 8 a.m. candle? Yes. No, there's nothing. You see on the 30-minute perspective, it's just weak. I don't see any reversal indication here. I don't see a pattern that tells me it's going to go up. I don't see anything. It's just weak and it looks like it's consolidating, which also tells you that it's likely to continue going down, a reverse ABCD pattern, unless it puts in some sort of big reversal activity. I'm not going to think of it as long at all. Going into the 1 minute, yeah, it's just lower highs. Lower highs are a big indicator that it's weak. The buyers are not able to push this up and make a new high. So the sellers are firmly in charge. It might change, but for now, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere up. Oh, hey, look at that, guys. I didn't even know. I just saw this in the chat. Spring sale just started. Oh, yeah, 50% off the Elite Annual Access. What the hell, man? You guys get so much free stuff. Where was this when I was figuring out trading? All these discounts. Can't believe it. Go take advantage, guys. Seriously. I get all this onboarding stuff, DOS setup stuff with Brendan, all kinds of stuff. Webinars, the education center. There's a lot there. It's a lot. Hmm. You know, I'm curious about Google. It's a big mess, but it's interesting. It's weak. It's one of those very challenging stocks to trade. It's already been
SPY
weak.
is soon gonna hit she's gonna go red on the day.
Yeah, it's weak. Everything's just weak at the moment. Here's what's interesting. I'll show you guys on the chart for the SPY perspective. Again, what I was trading this morning was, you see this consolidation that started about on Friday, went through overnight, broke out in the pre-market today. Retest go long is where I went long. That's about, was it 562.50 or so. And now it's just come back and bouncing off that same area. So if this bounce holds true, then we have very good bullish activity. Otherwise, it could easily just go down and end up being red. Going into the 1 minute, yeah, it's bouncing off 563, but doesn't mean it's bullish. It's still very much in a bearish mood. So interesting to keep an eye on. I'm getting FOMO. I want to go long actually.
Where? Which one? SPY?
Buy. Yeah, SPY. And go out of the money contracts. It looks good. But no, it's not smart at this point. I know it's gonna be a mess. And I'm done, so not worth it.
So what's your criteria for being done on the day?
I don't feel like trading anymore.
Okay.
No, it's actually, yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, for me, guys, it's not really so much number of trades or P&L or something. It's more about exhaustion. and just having mental capital. If I still have mental capital available, then I like to keep trading. As many days I take 3, 4 good trades early in the day, I take another 5 later in the day too. Today's not one of those days. My energy levels are just not the same. I'm not feeling energetic. I'm not feeling totally as alert as I need to be if I'm going to trade now. And I have a different agenda too. I want to go spend time with the kids, put them to bed, read stories, and get a full night's sleep would be nice as well. So I got those things on my mind. So yeah, not trading now. One's plenty. If I could have traded maybe 2 or 3 early in the day, but that was it. One was enough. And that's it. So just being self-aware. You need mental capital for trading as much as you need financial capital. So you got to be aware of these things.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's very important. Because, yeah, when you're trying to trade a lot, you're losing, and when you're focusing on certain things a lot, you are actually losing mental capital. A lot of times you are, you financially you're not green or red as much, but you've already lost your mental capital of trading quite a few trades. Sometimes you have to call it, and that's yeah.
Yeah, we really gotta be aware. Self-awareness, guys. You gotta work on that outside of trading. Meditation's a big one. That helps a lot. I've been doing that for a few years already. That's been great. And there's various other ways to do it. But building self-awareness, very, very critical. M Games, you're suggesting B12. Yeah, someone else also I know who takes it. A friend of mine, he suggested it too. So maybe it's something to look at. I think more than anything, I just didn't use the gym today. I didn't exert myself. I'm not totally pumped as I usually am. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get up and go. So get back into shape and get back into my regular blood flow through to the head. Mike, what's the most trade you made per day? The most number of trades I've taken in a day? Oh man, I've had overtrading issues over the years in the past. Uh, I don't know, 30 trades, 40, something like that, maybe. That's not healthy. I haven't done that in a long time, but I have done that in the past. And you learn a lot from that. You're just revenge trading and FOMO trading and definitely not fit to trade, no mental capital, but yeah, those are things you don't want to do, going Hulk and stuff. You learn those
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah, I think everybody has to go through that. Eventually, a person, whenever anybody comes on, like starts with trading, uh, it's always a misconception. The more you trade, like if you're sitting behind the computer and you're not trading, that means that you're not doing anything. And you have to eventually, it would take a lot of trades and revenge trading and over trading and all of that to realize that you don't have to take a lot of trades to make a lot more money. It's actually the other way around.
Absolutely. It is actually the other way around. So trading is different. You go to a regular job, if you're just sitting at your desk doing nothing, you got a problem. Trading actually, you got to sit at your desk and do nothing most of the time. So yeah, it's funny how that is. Mindset wise, you got to recalibrate, unlearn all the stuff you learned from the rat race. What do we got? Matthew wants to know, does DOS Trader Basic or Standard have those 8 a.m. candle levels? I'm using IBKR. Yeah, all the versions of DOS I've ever used has 8 a.m. candles. I wouldn't worry about that. The different subscriptions in DOS, you get into different things about order book level 2, options level 2, and those sorts of details. But the candlesticks are all there. The 8 a.m. candle has always been there on every version of DOS I've seen in the last 6 years. So I wouldn't worry about it. Love Breathe, how you doing, man? You want to know about if the SPY is setting up to break out, continue on a 30-minute? Let's have a look. Let's see, where are we? Where are we? So on the SPY, the top of the 8 a.m. candle is 562.5. It broke out from there, so it's likely to come back there, which is it's bearish now. So it looks like it's coming back there. And if it bounces from there, then we have basically a retest of that breakout that happened in the pre-market today. If that's the case, then you have a bullish opportunity. But that's a big if, and right now it's not going anywhere. I just think it's going to be stagnant for a while. So let it sit for a couple hours and see if that happens. For now, I wouldn't touch it. I have no clue where it wants to go. It doesn't look like it wants to really go anywhere. Generally bearish, but still, it's not something I would touch at this point. Yeah. Lana, you learned from the free mentoring videos? Great. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, guys. So in Trading Terminal, we have courses out there, and the course I've got there, there's a couple of modules that are available for free, modules 7 and 8. All you need is an email address to get an account in Trading Terminal, and you can go and take a look at those. So that's what Lana here is talking about. I'll be uploading another video today as well once we're done with this session. So yeah, take a look. There's a lot of information out there. Oscar, you cannot overtrade because of the PDT rule. That's a good thing. It's a good thing, right? The PDT rule stops you from overtrading. Okay, there you go. Think positive. Next thing you know, you're gonna start playing with options and you don't have the PDT rule. Oops, did I just share a secret?
Even options has a PDT rule, right? If you're in US, you cannot trade more than like four trades per week or something.
Is that right? I
Yeah.
don't even. Huh. I have no idea. Cool. Yeah, Logan, that's right. Use a cash account if you want to. You don't need a margin account, and especially if you're doing options. I mean, you get a lot of leverage. You don't really need margins. It's unless you're really, going nuts with volatility or if you're seeking it out. Um, but yeah, you can use a cash account for options, and then you kind of bypass the PDT stuff. So you have those opportunities.
So only on a margin account you have a PDT. So on a cash account you can take as many number of trades.
That's my understanding, but
Okay.
I don't know for sure. I wasn't even sure that we had PDT with options, but here we go, learning something here.
Hmm.
Interesting, yeah. There you go, guys. There's the link from the Burble Traders team. You can click on that link and you'll find the courses within Trading Terminal. And it's tremendous, man. The material out there is just, I'm amazed and really impressed that we've built all this stuff out. There's so much out there. And Meta wants to reverse. Matthew, you want me to write a book on Avinacci levels before someone else writes it? It takes 10 seconds to write. I don't know what to tell you. How do you write a book when there's nothing to write? I fill it up with images and pictures of Dumbo the elephant or what? I mean, what am I gonna do? Shit. I'll have to find a way to put the information out there in a simple manner. Gosh, who would have thought this would have been complicated? Idris, sounds like you've got some info here about options under 25K. You can only use buying power once. Well, think of that. If you get into a trade, you occupy your buying power, you exit the trade, you have your buying power back. Why can't you use it again? The PDT rule would stop you from that, right? But with options, is that true? Is it a cash account, margin account? These are the details, the nuances that I don't know much about. I'm sure someone here would know. Yes, T-Man. Some other guy named Avi will publish the book, not me. Do it that way.
Yeah, RGS, I've heard of the footprint chart. I've tried it too, but yeah, I don't use it. The footprint charts.
They're interesting, right? They have basically the information from the tape within the candlestick. Is that how that works? The footprint chart, approximately.
Yeah.
I think I saw it at one point. And there we go. The SPY is doing that bounce we were talking about, 563. Now it's looking positive. Wow, there it goes. Look at that FOMO is real. Ooh, Meta as well. Meta is hard to read, but the SPY, yeah, looks like it wants to go. Matthew, you're in the SPY long. Very good. Cool. Manage your risk. Make sure you're trading your strategy and not just tips that I'm giving you. I'm not a qualified financial advisor and all that stuff. You guys know the disclaimer. So trade your strategy. That's the key thing. Know your risk, know your targets, all that stuff. Microsoft as well is interesting, doing the bounce that I like, right off the level that I like as well. Just started happening a few minutes ago. Wasn't looking at it. Wow, 10 minutes ago. 11:33, 34, 35. Yeah, that's the bounce area. So interesting. On a bigger picture perspective, we're getting something here. Look at that. Tesla is just hauled down. Amazing. I feel like most things, a lot of things look like they're bouncing a bit, but Tesla is still just 234 and looking lower, I think. Hey, Matthew, good. Following your own strategy, good. And oh, cool. Yeah, we're all here to learn together. That's what it's about, right? I'll share my view on the market. Paris will share his view. You have yours, and it's nice when we do it together, right? As a community. It actually is quite powerful, and that's what BBT is all about. It's a community, really, and we all grow together. So, best place in the world. Lana, there you go. You found how to set the levels in those mentorship videos I put out. There you go. You see, guys, no, I'm not going to create a video for this Avinachi stuff because it's already out there. Lana just found it. There you go. Check it out. It's in the course on Trading Terminal, and it's available for free. Again, you guys looking for free stuff all the time. Go take it. Thank you, Lana. The book. Hey. Microsoft positive. Apple as well, off of 210, looking upwards. SPY, good. You getting into anything, Paris? Any trades
Not
you think?
really. Yeah, nothing seems like setting up for me. So I might just call it a day. Nothing. Tesla is trying to bounce right now. 234 was holding, but I still
Yeah.
don't have a conviction. And this bounce could just be a bounce catching up to SPY. So
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Tesla is not looking like a genuine reversal. The other things are looking more like they're just continuing bullish, but Tesla, no.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, these
Yeah.
YouTube guys are a funny bunch, right? I love it. These
Yeah, I
comments.
know, right? Like Tesla today hasn't been a great girlfriend for me.
Oh man. Price, you gotta play with Spy. I mean, everything's in there, man. Tesla, Apple, Meta, all the girlfriends are in one package right there in the Spy.
Yeah, the way the my trading is more, I think today this phase is a good time to trade SPY overall. Like the market is in play. But for me, I'm very much my trading style is very much into the stocks in play category, be it the stocks that have news overall,
Mhm.
and or the volume. Volume is basically the relative volume that we talk about.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, SPY and everything is I need to get into it eventually.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I find it really hard to read the SPY, but I think that the trading opportunities are big, as in you get the moves, you get these zero DT options. I mean, these are the things. But again, guys, I think it's nowhere near as easy to trade. That's why when I trade the SPY, I tend to partial a lot more than on trading anything else, just because I know how
And
quickly you can just do make wicks and go against you. So
and the SPY and SPX are the cash settled index funds, right?
yeah, yeah.
So even though
SPX, I don't know about SPY. I think SPX is for sure. SPY options, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't think cash settled, but SPX is, yeah.
Yeah, even though like you hold it for the entire day, it would eventually it's not gonna be assigned to you or anything. It's just the cash settled.
Yeah, yeah. We won't get assigned on SPX. SPX is the wildest thing I've traded. More recently, I've moved back to the SPY. Just liquidity. I was struggling last week to get in, or sorry, more than get exits from SPX positions, either stopping out or taking partials. It just wouldn't fill a lot of times. So that was getting a bit risky. So, anyways, trading the SPY is a bit easier that sense. In that sense, SPY options. At least you get filled. So, but yeah, fun stuff. Extreme volatility in SPX options. Ahmed, do you want to know how many trading strategies does the trade book contain? You're asking Paris, you're asking me. You want to go first, Paris? How many strategies in your trade book?
For me, it's only one, usually the breakouts, and the other is reversals. So reversals are not my bread and butter. Breakouts are one of them, but I have different variations of breakouts. So if you talk about a big picture strategy, it's usually the breakout that are my bread and butter strategies. But again, is it a breakout before the breakout happens, after the breakout happens, at the breakout happens, different time frames? Because my decisions comes from the price action. And if the price action is in my favor, then I would trade the breakouts. So for me, strategies with context matters. It's not a blind, okay, 2 minute opening range, I'll go long at 2 minute opening range at the breakout. I would wait for the price action to confirm. And reversals are some of those where I miss the breakouts. Like for example today, and I'm trying to see if the reversals come in, and that's one place where I struggle. Reversals is because I try to capture I'm not good with it. Let's say that.
Yeah, fair enough. That's good awareness. You know where your strengths and weaknesses are. Very important. Must know that for sure. Yeah, I've got a similar mindset to Paris in that sense. I have essentially two strategies and then variations within them. One is a reversal, the other is a continuation of a direction. But within those two categories, there's some nuances. Like a reversal could be a double bottom or a long tail hammer, for example, two or three different variations. And then, but the way I really do it is fractal patterns, which is I'm looking at patterns within patterns with time being the dimension I'm really looking at. Again, I'll get into a lot more detail on this on the webinar on Thursday, but effectively two categories of strategies and then some nuances inside. So, and you build it out slow. When you guys are starting out early in your trading career, you want to really nail down one, get good at it, find consistency, and then slowly build out the rest bit by bit. No point jumping into 10 strategies up front and thinking you can trade all day. And that's, you're setting up for disaster doing that. And Apple really did a good reversal as far as reversals go.
Yeah, 210 was a good bounce on Apple.
Yeah. You can see the levels here on the chart. Really cool. You have I'd say you had about 10 minutes of opportunities to enter the reversal around between 11:30 and 11:40 approximately. It's not a strategy I trade, not a reversal in this way, this kind of reversal, but there it goes. However, what I would trade if I was still trading was if it breaks through the next level, which is just above 211, break out and retest the next level, or basically an ABCD just above the next level, above 211, then I'd go long. That's a continuation of a reversal, which has been quite successful in the last 2 or 3 weeks later in the day. MD, yes, these are not fib lines. These are not daily lines. These are Avinacci lines. Everyone say Avinacci. Come on. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. You got it. Yeah, these are just measured moves, really. Oh, Apple, Microsoft, SPY. The SPY pulled back. Ooh, that was a big drop right there. Something just happened there. Microsoft is in a minor pullback. SPY is a big one. But Apple is becoming more and more interesting. I think there's an opportunity brewing here on Apple for a little bit later. There we go. We just closed another 30-minute candle, which also makes it noon. Look at that. Who would have thought it's noon already? You guys are so much fun. I don't even realize an hour goes by. Cool, cool. So Paras, you got anything else to say? It's noon already.
Oh, okay. It's already noon. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, have a great rest of the day. Trade safe and see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, Avi.
Awesome. Thanks, Paras. You too. Have a good day. Take it easy, YouTube. Catch you
Yep.
all tomorrow.